Noki-chan, haro haro. 今日はどうだ Oh, look. What up, Ragna? You're 27.8% happier today. God damn it. Good lord. Yeah, 27.8% seems the benchmark for everything, isn't it? Quack. By the way, the sound gacha redeem has been added, so I have already marked it as request fulfilled. It is in the sound gacha, which means that it's now less than a 1 in 20 chance to get that sound specifically. Good luck with that, Ragnar. Time to gacha. Already. How's it going, Nor? You're 27.8% more focused. Nice. Good lord. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Today we're gonna do dailies, you know, maybe some hard mode, but mostly I really want to get the Lost Sector over with. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be going into the Lost Sector, because I haven't done it yet. And I really want to get it over with. You know, these Core Dust daily packs are looking pretty juicy, but I don't think I'm gonna be buying them anytime soon. 2 days until Phasmo event ends. Oh, that is true. I'm gonna have to do that eventually. Problem is that I've been quite busy. Wanna take a guess at how long it took me to beat Turtle minigame? How long did it take you, Kid Crow? Probably first attempt, right? 27.8 minutes. Good lord. We also have the daily roll, right? So depending on how lucky we get on the free roll, 2 hours and 30 minutes. What? Jesus, 2 hours and 30 minutes to beat the turtle? What the hell? Are you for real, Kid Crow? Jesus Christ. That long. If we do end up getting lucky with the Red Hood, we may be able to get her to Core 7 much more easily. For now, I'm just waiting my time. I'm not joking, Turtle kept killing you, damn. Did you forget to upgrade your Nikkes by any chance? Let's see, let's start a prediction, because today is regular Roka's day, so we can put a prediction for 30 minutes, so that people with crippling gambling addiction can gamba as much as they want. Oh yeah, do tell me if the audio seems not okay, because I did mess with a little bit with the audio. Yo, how's it going, Visca-chan? How's it going, Major Unit? Hey, Black Pearl. Oh, wait, what is the... Hold on, let me just... Oh, Restream didn't register. Okay, interesting. Let me go and fix Restream real quick. No, thank you. Restream, I said. So apparently Restream didn't get the memo that I am on a different stream today for YouTube. Which means that all of the initial messages that I saw from Game, Visca-chan, and Major Unit, I saw them from my OBS, not from my Restream. How far am I in hard campaign right now? You just did a push to get to 14-12 hard. Oh, nice. I might actually push a little bit. Red Hood, how's it going? Okay, so now I'm actually getting the messages on Restream. I don't know if they were appearing on the live stream themselves, but now it is fixed. Okay. We're gonna save those for a bit. Is Red Hood C7 yet? No, not yet. I'm still waiting to see what the developers do. Because I've been extensively, and I mean extensively, testing her. I've been trying to figure out a lot of her nicks and knacks. And the problem is that they really drop the ball on many aspects. She's still decent, but she's not what Pridewin, for example, would say she is. Definitely not even close to that. Not to throw shade at anybody, but yeah. Still liking at this rate, you'll see 7 her before me. I mean, all the more power to you, right? She's core 1 at the moment. She is core 1 at the moment. So, let's do the daily relics really quickly. So it's 2 relics to find. Shouldn't take that long. So 2 relics, right? There's probably 1 near the minigame, isn't there? Yep, there's 1 near the minigame. She can out-damage Scarlet in very, very, very specific scenarios, Red Hood. When people say she can out-damage Scarlet, they assume that she can pierce for the entirety of the fight. And that is possible, but not the best of assumptions. Same for Summerinis, by the way. Red Hood can theoretically out-damage Summerinis as well. The problem is that you assume that 1, the target either has a core, and 2, that the target also has things that you can pierce very, very consistently throughout the entire fight. It's not as commonplace as you would think it is. There we go. So that is 1. Let's go for the other one. Yeah, she can, but she also could out DPS Alice, right? You shut up with your calculations. She's SS tier and you know it. Fucking pride when I swear to God. That place has made S tier listing completely meaningless. Like, the meaning of S tier is absolutely meaningless over there. It still blows my mind that that's their method of tiering. You know, instead of making, I don't know, 0.5 tiers or numerical tiers or fix their entire tiering system, they just use S, double S, and triple S. Like, I don't get it. But that's just one of the issues that I have with that website. She can. What about she can? Okay, record 003 playback -2 playback. How's it going, Grim? By the way. Oh, so this is when Rap joins the Goddess Squad. My name is Rapunzel. I am Grimm's model number 3, and I have been assigned to the Goddess Squad. Wait, Grimm's model 3. We know that Dorothy is Grimm's model 2, so who's the Grimm's model 1 then? I'm glad to be a part of the team. What exactly are you? She looks like a nun. Is that what you are? Yes. Where did you say you came from? I'm from VTC. Basically the Vatican, isn't it? Do you mean the medical center operated by the church group? Huh, interesting. Lilyvice? It would be weird for Lilyvice to be a Grimm model, because even her name is not from any fairy tale that I can tell. No problem, Grimm. Yeah, how's it going? Talking shit about your favorite rating website? How's it going, Lenny? Man. Like, let's be real here. If you put S tier on everything, it loses all meaning. Absolutely loses all meaning. Preferably small white for moral boosts. Lilyvice is supposed to be the Grimm's model 1? I'll have to double check that, because I believe Dorothy was model 2 at the very least. Wasn't the term Grimm a mistranslation anyway? I'm not sure if it's a mistranslation. It's probably more of a localization thing, right, Lenian? Because at the end of the day, what they are the fairy tale models, if you want to be like super technical. So the fairy tale models would be Dorothy, Rapunzel, Scarlet. Yeah, exactly. Fairy tale model will be the more accurate translation. Exactly. But it's more like, okay, let's localize it to make it more whatever. Red Hood was the last Grimm model? Church group. Yes, that's correct. Now that I think about it, your face looks kind of familiar. Weren't you the leading candidate to assume the papacy? I left all that behind. Wow, you had such a bright future ahead of you. I couldn't bear to sit back watching all the suffering in this world and not do anything about it. Yet despite my desire to stand up and do something, I found myself in an environment where human dignity had perished and base survival was the driving force behind all the decisions. I was powerless to do anything. That's when I heard about all of you. Stories circle about how you all were a beacon of light bringing hope back to the world. I wanted to be a part of that. That's why I'm here. I wish to become a goddess of victory. Fate alone will not get us through this trial. The time has come for us to take up arms. That is why I was determined to be eligible for this program. You speak like a saint. Truly. A holy warrior. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Yes, but for example, Scarlet is not part of those, and she's a fairy tale model nonetheless. As we are. May I ask what kind of skills you have? Ah, yes. I'm quite adept at praying. Once I prayed continuously for 3 entire days without any rest. I've also garnered praise for my preaching and public speaking engagements. I even participated in the church choir. I was referring more to skills in battle. Red Hood is number 5. We got it from the old cutscene the first time Rappi fights Modernia. Yeah, that is true. Wizard of Oz was based off a book? Yeah, of course. I was referring to more of your skills in battle. Apologies. The staff that I use has the power to regenerate Goddessium. Goddessium? Remind me what that is again? It's what our bodies are all composed of. I knew that. I was just testing to make sure you knew. Sure you were. Anyway, how is regenerating Goddessium out of thin air even possible? To be more precise, I can replenish small amounts of Goddessium particles in damaged areas. For example, I would be able to undo the damage done by a gunshot. So it's like filling up a hole. Wouldn't that be negatively affect certain functions? Not at all. I'm well versed in our internal structures. Yeah, another story, Yubel. This is not story part 2 though. This is the relic stories that we get. It's kind of like random encounters. Think of them that way. This knowledge was imparted to me during the process of becoming a Nikke. I therefore know precisely what each individual part of our body requires in order to function normally. So you're a healer as well. A woman of many talents. Indeed. So long as we've got you on our team, we can fight without a care in the world. I would still urge you all to exercise caution in battle. I can heal certain injuries up to a point, but if the wounds are too severe, my powers won't be of much use. Random encounter with Rapunzel at night. Is it okay if you show everyone that Red Hood is the last Grey model? I mean, she's not the last Grey model, Kid Crow. Because there is Cinderella as well, so... but that's like, you know, generation 2 of the Grimm. Calling them Grimm models is a little bit weird, right? It's more of the fairy tale models, basically. As Lenian pointed out earlier, that it's... I wouldn't call it a mistranslation per se, but it's more of a localization thing. She didn't get their ability until Overzone Story 2. Oh, you mean the bring back people from the dead? Yeah, that was more from Overzone Part 2 or something, but... She doesn't exactly bring people back from the dead, but... She did gain a very weird ability in Overzone Part 2. I also have a beam distortion ability, and my hair also acts as a scrambler for certain electronics. Although my physical prowess may not measure up to the rest of you, I'll be able to provide you with adequate support and allow you to focus on the fight. Are you able to heal humans as well? I'm afraid not. Oh, that's too bad. Why do you ask? The commander is the one who's always getting hurt. Getting called out immediately. Humans are such frail creatures, so I find mystifying why he insists on standing at the very front of the battle. I'm nothing to sneeze at. It's just that you're also freakishly strong. Anyway, once you get unpacked, I'll give you a tour of the airship's interior. Wait, did you not bring any luggage with you? No, I brought a few... Wait. Oh dear, I was in such a rush that I must have forgotten to bring my things. What should I do now? We're quite a ways away from VTC. They don't deliver here, do they? She's a bit absent-minded, that's for sure. Totally harebrained. The lights are on, but no one's home. Oh god, they're all brutal. They're all actually brutal. So we need just to find the second relic now. Let's see. So, relic number 2 might be over here. It's weird. I would have assumed that it was somewhere by the jets. Yeah, that's what I would have assumed as well. Oh yeah, there it is. I see it now. Thanks, Junior. How's it going, man? It would have been golden, by golden hidden Azure Lane. Oh, that's a pretty neat shape that they created, isn't it? Okay, so now we got 2 relics. Nice. So we can make the guide for people on YouTube real quick. So... let's see. There we go. 1 and 2, and up we go. Double checking, we are good to go. So now we have the relics done. They're actually quite close to each other. That's very rare to, for them to do that. At least from past events. To put them that close to each other. Confirms it. That line always gets me. Been good? Oh, that's great. I hope you recovered from all of that Gold Hub stuff. Nice to see you're doing good, though. It is stated in Wikipedia that Red Hood is the last Grim model. Oh, to join Goddess Squad. That is very important, Kid Crow. It's to join Goddess Squad. Cinderella never got the chance to join Goddess Squad, apparently. But she would, like, Red Hood was not the last Grim model to have been made. It's a bit of a wording difference, essentially. Red Hood is the last one to have joined Goddess Squad. Although it's not exactly true as we saw as well, because Scarlet joined later, and she's also a fairy tale model. Cinderella is probably the last one, period, yeah. But I find it weird that they say on the wiki, always be careful of the wikis, right? Although you said Wikipedia, so Wikipedia, is this a retcon? Or do they just not consider Red Hood to be part of the fairy tale models, even though her, not Red Hood, Scarlet, even though her name literally is from a fairy tale? Yeah, first of the second generation indeed, Lenian. Blame my bad eyes, I can't see well. Okay, so we're gonna just clear this stage. I do want to battle it nonetheless, because it's Land Eater, you know? How's it going, Gustav? I know it's low-key a waste of time because it's a super easy win, but it's Land Eater. Like, we can't skip on Land Eater, right? Wait, did I forget to... Yo, how's it going, Register? Scarlet is from another squad, so they might consider that. That is true. But in terms of model, she should be a fairy tale model. If you look at her naming pattern, right? There are at least better rewards in challenge mode, that is true. 27.8% red hood pierce. I'm still mad about the fact that the pierce radius is also super. Yeah, I know we can skip a game, but it's just, you know, it's freaking Land Eater. Come on. Do you really skip Land Eater? Shame on you. Shame on you. Look at highlight. At highlight. What do you mean by highlight, Grim? It's really weird though that they would consider Scarlet not to be a fairy tale model. Her naming pattern is literally from a fairy tale from Korea. You highlighted a message. Highlighted a message? Where? No, it doesn't. No, it literally does not highlight. Which message did you even highlight? The fuck? I don't see any highlighted messages. And I don't see it redeemed either, actually. Oh, but that I already answered. I said Dorothy. Like, I agreed with Ragnar. Dorothy is one of my favorite Nikkes after all. How's it going, Red West? Did you manage to beat Modernia in the end or not? But it was not highlighted though. I saw the message, it's not highlighted though, for some reason. How's it going, Red West? Did you manage to beat Modernia? Still no? Damn. Let's see, so... We need to do the other dailies though. Wonder if the same thing why you couldn't see my redeems last night? Oh no, like... I can see redeems, but it says Grim the Rip redeem highlight my message, and the message is not highlighted on my screen. Probably because I don't have the regular Twitch open. I have the dashboard open. That would explain it why. You deserve a war crime trial. Why is that? Let's see, what is today? Today is Elysian. I could probably push that later. Or eventually. So sleepy, I can imagine. Like, you played quite a bit of Nikke, didn't you? Yo, how's it going, Gold? I assume you're at work right now, but how's your day going so far? And people arrive, yeah. What the fuck? Wait, what is that? What is that message? Wait, did you... Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Hold on, what? It did read West properly though. The fuck? Oh, we'll just do the regular old, what I do, not you, the freaking bot. It says that your channel is my channel. I mean, I guess we communists now, eh? Gold, yeah. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to... Ah, come on. I didn't mean to press that option. Yeah, that is super strange. That is super weird. That confused me for a second because I saw my channel being displayed. I was like, what? I did not mean to press that. It's kind of annoying. Our channel, right? Back to work? Yeah, have a good one, Gold. And best of luck at work. Thanks for dropping by. Can I even hit stuff that far? Yeah, I can. I don't even want to bother bursting because I know the boss will die instantly as soon as I burst. Boss? Oh my god. Ah, I fumbled that. I fumbled that so bad. Did you? I was there, Toonie. I was there. Nien made it. fucking amazing. The freaking sticker in the Discord and everything. Clear is a clear. I mean, I guess so. I guess so. But yeah, I saw it, Toonie. It's amazing. I was like, yeah, actually managed to make me not be able to sleep because I was laughing so hard. Yeah, like Niaomi, it's Niaomi, not Nian. It's Niaomi made me laugh so freaking hard that I woke up my dog and I lost sleep. I was actually like trying to get some sleep because it was like 2 or 3 in the morning when I booted up, like 2 in the morning when I booted Gold Stream. It made me laugh so much that I just lost sleep. And my dog woke up as well, so I had to go and walk him as well because he was like, if you're gonna wake me up, you're gonna have to walk me. Niaomi, what a jerk. Come on, Titty. How's it going, Flip? There's no sound on Gold's VOD, so that kind of sucks. Really? Why did he get... Oh, he was playing Song Request, wasn't he? That could explain it. But yeah, that freaking Doro Gold thingy made me laugh so freaking hard. Not copyright strike per se, but yeah. That's the thing about Twitch, right? Is that they do things a little bit different than YouTube. The gacha is getting to you? Really, Register? What happened? That's the thing, right? It's not that Twitch is being weird, it's that they handle copyright a little bit more differently from YouTube. Better you know Landscape minigame on mobile? Oh, I see. Yeah, Landscape does help quite a bit, doesn't it? For that game, because it allows you to see more as well. So, here's a little behind-the-scenes thing that people don't really know about. Is that when you're monetized on YouTube and you get a copyright claim, not a strike, a claim, what happens is that your revenue goes to whoever did the claim, your ad revenue. You can just leave it be. They can convert it into a strike eventually if they want to, but generally speaking, they don't. Now, when you have a copyright claim due to music on YouTube, you have the option to mute the segment of the VOD using a automatic tool on YouTube, or leave it be. If you leave it be, the ad revenue is sent to whoever did the copyright claim and whatever. If you decide to mute it, that segment specifically will be muted, and that's the end of it. Because the copyrighted material is not on your video anymore, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Right? Now, Twitch does it a little bit differently. They don't ask you for jack shit, they just mute it, period. So, they don't bother with anything. Your VOD segment is muted automatically without any of your input. Which is very ironic because Twitch has a much larger amount of landmines in terms of copyright infringement than just that. But I won't go into that kind of worms at the moment. So, your VOD's getting randomly muted. And here's the thing, right? In YouTube, if you get copyright claimed and you fight it back, you can appeal it once, and then after that you have to fight it back with a real DMCA counterclaim. Now, when you fight it back the first time, you can send kind of a message saying like, yo, this is not correct. I think there is a mistake. Uni and volume in the same 10 pull. Ooh, yeah, I see. I see what you would say that it's unlucky. It's because you're aiming for Red Hood specifically, right? I can understand that. Give me my ice cream? No. But that's the thing, right? Is that YouTube allows you to also appeal the copyright claim. Now, the person that does the copyright claim can just straight up say fuck you. I keep my claim on you, and you can go to a more DMCA type of counterclaim if you know that you have a case, and you know that you can win it. But when it comes to Twitch, they just mute it without asking you, and the damage is already done. You cannot really recover it. Yo, how's it going, Cat Golden? Yeah. How's it going, Cat God? But yeah, that's like the key difference between Twitch and YouTube VODs, right? Red Hood's skill priority is burst first, yes. Indeed, Tuni. Yeah, I mean 10-10-10 is ideal, but 7-7-7 is enough. Although 7-7-10 is also really good. Highest priority is the burst for sure. If you don't want to sink too many resources into the skills, let me just double check my spreadsheet real quick. Let me just double check my spreadsheet real quick, Tony, for you. But your build is 27.8% stronger. Come on. Yeah, how's it going, Shroomy? How was my Monday? Pretty busy, but overall quite good. Can't complain overall. So, skill 1 is the charge speed and charge damage conversion. In my opinion, you probably should, if you plan on using the S1 into burst, or if you plan on using Red Hood in some occasions as a buffer, then S2 is superior to S1. If you want Red Hood as a pure carry DPS and you don't care that much, S2 is still very important, but S1 could gain out on it due to the charge speed gains. Although overall I still believe that it's S2 over S1. And of course burst is the highest priority. And is barking redeem? I don't have that redeem. Better have gotten some food in me or else. Oh, I still haven't had dinner actually. Funnily enough. I actually still haven't had dinner. I think I've only had one meal today so far. I've only had one meal actually. Lemon pepper chicken with lemon soy sauce potatoes. To reset A2 or not. A lot of people in my union reset A2 down to 444. Now, whether you want to do that or not is up to you, Tuni, but I do know some people in my union that did that. I personally reset Miranda down to 444 and Guilty down to 444. Guilty, not guillotine. Guilty. Red Hood autofire on PC. Is Red Hood autofire on PC? It is on mobile. It is autofire. You can just hold down the click and she will fire at the best rate possible. That you grab that time is lunch? Yes, that was my lunch here in West, yeah. A very late lunch, but that was my only meal of the day. And it was exploding because I did something that I will never trust the packagings again. I will never trust packagings again. Sounds bad? Oh, my eating habits are nothing but bad. Red Hood priorities invest in other Nikkes. If you already have key investments, you're good to invest on Red Hood though. That's the thing. Ellie invented girl dinner. Goddamn. Okay, so we managed to kill the Alice, so we're good. Funnily enough, some people have been using Red Hood in PvP as a burst 1 buffer. Now, how good that is, really hard to tell, but I know some people that have been testing that. At least lemon pepper chicken is bussin'. Yeah, so is the soy sauce potatoes. So are the soy sauce potatoes, to be honest. Quite good if you ask me. Let's see, is the Gamba closed? Yes, the Gamba is closed. I will assume that... Yep, people did get to Gamba, good. You had pork bao yesterday? Oh, that's pretty good too. That is really good. 27.8% of your roster still needs investment before Red Hood. Good lord. Don't let that meme die though. Ooh, Harambe. Okay, perfect timing. I actually wanted to test stuff on you. Do I want Red Hood to get hit or do I want Maxwell to get hit? Probably Red Hood. Never bring Ragnar near a stable. Still can get payroll and attacker for chestplate. It will happen eventually, Black Pearl. It's just a matter of RNG. Well, that's not good. Ooh, no, that is definitely not good. Can I kill it in time though? No, I cannot kill it in time. Shame. We'll have to retry this. Oh, that was almost dead by so little though. I should have done a couple of body shots before that. Ragna stable only 27.8% of the time. Yeah, I was a little bit too quick again. The burst generation is pretty good though. There we go. The place where they keep the horses. Yeah, that's what a stable is. You still have Snow White, Maxwell, Privity, Summer, Anne, Scarlet, Modernia to invest. I mean, mine are invested though, Waida. I don't know about you. So there's one Ruka. Unsurprisingly, Red Hood did do quite a bit of damage because she got to do her double burst, double whammy thing. So it's not... Like, Alice would kill this faster though. That's what's annoying me. Alice would kill this faster, Snow White would kill this faster, frickin'... Probably even Scarlet and Summer Anis could kill this faster actually. Because this thing doesn't really have a core, it only has triple hit parts. More supports need help before a 10th damage dealer. That's one good way of putting it, Flip. Is that at the end of the day you need 5 teams for solo raid, 3 teams for union raid. So yeah, only drop from level 10 Grim. Don't nitpick, she's good still. It's not really nitpicking though, Black Pearl. It's being realistic here. It's being very, very realistic. If she doesn't compare to what you will use in real scenarios, meaning the rest of the Nikkes, then it doesn't matter. Oh, we got 2 Rukas though, nice! Like, this is something that I've said multiple times, is that she's better than the average Nikke, but the average Nikke is absolute dogshite. How to build Scarlet and Summer Anis team. One good way, very common way of doing it is with Dorothy plus stuff like Novel, for example, and then you add Scarlet, Summer, Anis, and Privity. That team will allow you to reload within 1 frame with Scarlet, meaning that you can just slash, and as soon as the reload happens, you're still slashing because it only took 1 frame to reload. You bet on 1? Yeah, we got 2 though. So whoever bet on 2 is eating good tonight. You took the L today, so who bet on 2? Who was a true believer here? Who were the true believers in chat? Amatsu! Only Amatsu! Yeah, you took the L, Shroomy. 99% of gamblers give up before they win. Exactly. Yo, how's it going, Teddy? Also, I hope you're having a great Monday, Amatsu. It's like, I don't have Scarlet to showcase it, right? So my best bet would be to show Guillotine, but she's not as good as, say, for example, Scarlet. So it would be a little bit difficult to showcase that. But the problem is that solo raid scenario, right? You would have your Snow White team, very, very likely. Should you OL Small White? I mean, that's up to you, Tuni. Small White is kind of like a mini Modernia, so she could be good for campaign, but it would be more... You're a believer even if you're right or wrong. Thanks, Visca-chan. Just realize that you won't use Red Hood in UR unless you want to do less damage. It will depend though, Major Unit. It will depend. Red Hood can still see play in Union Raid as a rush buffer or as DPS side alternative or something. Right, I was talking about that with Lenian actually the other day. Is that they may actually use some stuff as well. but her usage as a main carry damage dealer like Alice or like Scarlet versus certain fights or like Snow White, very, very limited because of that weapon ratio. When is solo raid starting? I forgot. I think it's like next week or something. It is in the announcements of the game though. But let's finish first the... Need to start playing Aether Gazer a lot more? Really? I do not have the time to play that much other gachas besides Nikke. So you'll very frequently see me like log in once every other day or something, Amatsu. You finally unlocked your 10th dispatch slot? Oh nice, congrats on that. The Japan Red Hood song comment section is full of Red Hood complaint. I'm not surprised, Waida, because the Japanese players caught on very quickly as well. My Twitter feed has a few Japanese theory crafters as well. People that do frame-on-frame analysis and shit like that. And they came to a identical conclusion as a lot of other of the Western ones did. Is that Red Hood is not at the power she should be at. Japan has the highest amount of whales, period. It's not even close. Japan is like 60% of the revenue on their own. Who cares? At the end of the day, you have 10 full B3 damage dealers. Should be more than enough to help out new players. It's a bit of a bummer flip though, because at the end of the day, it's about having more options. If the meta is defined by very, very few Nikkes that warp the entire gameplay around themselves, like for example Alice, and what's it called, and for example Scarlet in her niche and so on, then that is an issue for the game, because it means that if you wanna do hard content, at some point you must have Alice to push that content, right? Red Hood also was different from the one on stream. Some JP players caught that with a frame-by-frame analysis as well. That is true as well. But at the end of the day, it's about having more options. It's not about making Red Hood game-breaking, meta-defining. It's more about having more options. If your only option is Alice for pushing very, very hard content, then it kind of fucks things. Meta as a new player is something that can do all 3 bursts. Yeah, but by that logic, then Crow is perfectly fine, Flip. And we all know that she's not fine. That's the issue. Is that the power gap, like, it's not just Red Hood, it's the power gap between 99% of the Nikkes and the ones that we actually do end up using when you're at endgame is so stupidly wide that it shouldn't be like that. And there is a definitely design issue at the moment in Nikke when it comes to that. And Red Hood is just another case of that. The main complaint, at least from my circles, is that Red Hood could have been something like Dorothy was to Leader back in the time. Right? Is that Dorothy, when she came out during the half anniversary, she's an incredibly broken and powerful Nikke, but she does not substitute Leader, right? She does not substitute Leader. She's a other option that you have to Leader as a burst 1 cooldown reduction Nikke. And she has her place in the meta without substituting Leader. Red Hood could have been that to Alice, who is the currently meta warping Nikke when it comes to basically DPS in general, but also pierce damage. Yeah, Ragna is trolling though. Yeah, that's why she does not replace Leader, right, Flip? That's the point. Is that Dorothy does not replace Leader, but she can serve as a alternative to her. Because she has the cooldown reduction, she has other things that she does quite well. Yeah, it was pure sarcasm from Ragna. So Red Hood could have been that as well. She could have a little bit more utility than Alice because Alice is selfish. Red Hood is also very selfish as a DPS, but a little bit less so because you can use her B1 to buff your other Nikkes. The problem is that the rest of her kit, especially her burst, because you only really want to use her for her burst, is so below the line, right? Is so below the line that you would just rather use the current meta Nikkes in most of the things. Responding seriously to sarcasm is funny. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Now, we can disagree on that. That's fine, Flip. That's just my personal opinion, is that Red Hood could have been what Dorothy was to Leader, which is a healthy alternative to an already game-breaking Nikke. New players don't know that. For new players, if Red Hood is the most broken meta-defining Nikke, or if she's the weakest as fuck Nikke in the world, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna say something very, very fucking brutal here, is that new players for this debate literally do not matter. It will only matter to them when they will reach the endgame. So in this argument for new players, it doesn't matter if they buff Red Hood or not. So at the end of the day, voting against buffing Red Hood and putting her more in line as an alternative is just, it borders on spite towards veteran players, basically. Veteran players also don't know that unless they search for information or they play the character and also have an invested Alice, right? Is that at the end of the day, veteran players will notice eventually when they see how much Alice outperforms the Red Hood, right? Even on elemental fucking disadvantage. Like that is really fucking egregious. Is that it really is a very big gap. In my opinion, there's a lot of Nikkes that need buffs, not just Red Hood. There's a lot of them that are just not where they should be at. A lot of them. Why? Because if you make a graph, right, with a little line and you put on that line the average Nikke, and then above that line you put the strongest Nikkes, and below that line you put the weakest Nikkes, you'll notice that the strongest Nikkes are so stupidly above that line that they render a lot of other options completely meaningless. Right? So it's not healthy for the game to have that in terms of game design. Veterans have everyone already? Yes and no. Right, I'm a veteran and I don't have, for example, Scarlet. So I have to use Guillotine, who is a alternative to Scarlet. She's not as strong as Scarlet, but she can actually outperform Scarlet in certain scenarios, and she's an alternative. The gap between Guillotine and Scarlet is not the gap between Alice and Red Hood, for example. Ali, not a veteran, confirmed, yeah. Okay, anyways, with that segue out of the way, let's do some of the advice sessions and continue with on with the stream. Let's wait what Shift Up does exactly. I do hope that they listen to reason and do understand that Red Hood is... Because here's the thing, right? If you go for a game design perspective, Red Hood is literally... And I'll just finish this real quick, right? Red Hood is the exact literal problem as you had Summer Neon before her, and as you had 2B before her. Right? So, before 2B, there was Summer Neon. Gold Rupee less. I mean, it's easier to get a Rupee than Scarlet, though. The same issue that happened with Summer Neon was repeated with 2B. And the same issue that happened with those two was repeated yet again with Red Hood. Now, you could make the argument with those two that they were limited, so it's fine. But Red Hood is a 1% chance Pilgrim to get from the gacha that is not limited. So that argument is completely moot. Totally got screwed by the game, you're going to jump off a bridge. Come on, man. So, why do I say it's the same exact issue? Right? You remember you was damage control for Red Hood 3-4 days ago? What do you mean by that, Wida? Well, let me just explain what the issue is, right? The issue is that, for example, Summer Neon changes weapons to a very, very slow shooting weapon type, right? So what ends up happening is that her DPS drops significantly. Now, usually what you would do to compensate something like that is that you would make the ratio of her attack go up by a good enough amount to make it worthwhile. The problem with Summer Neon is that the change on her weapon type versus the... Like, I think it upgrades it also with I think it upgrades, or it's lasts like 7 seconds. So you don't get really that many shots in. So because of that slow shooting with that not high enough ratio of weapon damage, her damage is pitiful and is completely worthless. And that is why Summer Neon is completely useless, and her buffs were completely worthless as well, is that her shooting speed should have been increased enough to make it worthwhile, or they should have changed the ratio to be much, much, much higher of the weapon attack. What I mean by weapon attack is here. So when she is on her base form, it's 5.57%, but when you change weapon, it goes to 19.5. But the problem is that her rate of fire goes down by so much that it's not necessary, right? After that fiasco of Summer Neon, where her buffs were completely irrelevant, they created 2B. Now 2B has a very important gimmick. That is that her S2, right, converts attack into converts HP into attack. To compensate for that yet again, because Summer Neon, they did that to compensate for her AoE, right? So to compensate for that AoE, they didn't compensate enough, they overcompensated with the ratio. Now for 2B, you had the HP to attack, so they wanted to compensate the perk, and they overcompensated by reducing her attack to half of what a AR usually has as an attack. So if I take, for example, Folkwang, right? Folkwang is an AR defender burst 2. She's within the average of the attack ratio of Nikke's. We're gonna ignore Scarlet because she's a very aged scenario. We're gonna talk about something like Folkwang, who has 14.29% of attack as damage. That overcompensation absolutely obliterated the chances of 2B at entering within the more meta ranks as a sort of Scarlet alternative for players, right? She could have been a kind of a Scarlet alternative. They could have made her weaker than Scarlet, but not this significantly weaker, right? Like, the only thing that she can do more damage on is her burst, assuming that it's like stacked and it's on a single target, right? Like, that is the only place where she could outshine Scarlet, but not for so much, because then there is the auto attack aspect as well. That's why she gets outshined by Scarlet so much, and then if you start adding targets, it becomes even more significant. So that overcompensation kind of annihilated a lot of 2B's damage. Her auto attacks hit like absolutely weight noodles. Top 3 as AR units? No. Scarlet is the one with the highest attack ratio for AR units. And that is because for Scarlet, they did the compensation, you could say almost correctly, is that her attack ratio is actually 27%, but her ammo capacity is a third of a regular AR. That's why for Scarlet it's so important to get Overload, right? But in the case of 2B, they completely overcompensated. So they put it as less than half of a regular AR. I could pick up any AR, to be honest, here. Like, let me just put AR, right? Okay, just tell me which AR you want me to pick. Just whichever, as long as it's not a fucking Nikke. Just tell me which AR you want to see. I'll show you the ratio. Let's play this game, so you guys can see how egregious it is. Brid? Sure. Here. 14.29%. Julia, sure. Julia. 14.07%. Remind me the ratio of 2B again, and you guys can just keep picking. Keep picking. Like, Brid has already been picked. Right? She has 5.99%. That's less than half of it. Rappy, sure. We can even look at Rappy if you want. Right? Rappy's twice above that. 13.65%. Dorothy, sure. We can continue doing this, and that is the problem with the overcompensation with 2B, is that when they overcompensated 13.65%, we can continue playing the AR game here. You guys can keep on picking any AR, and I can assure you that it will be a almost certainly above. Oh, I'm even gonna go on Soldier EG. Soldier EG is more than twice the ratio, right? She doesn't have the buffs behind her to outdamage her, but it's just to give an example. Both Snows, yeah, sure, both are above actually. Both are like 13.65. Thanks for the jump scare. Luckily, I was so focused that I didn't really get scared this time around. 14.71, right? So that overcompensation, when you go into the damage formula, is an issue, right? You can go into sniper rifles as well. It's basically the same. Falkwing the top? No, she was like 12 point something percent, but pretty sure. But I was just using Falkwing as an example, right? Was she at the top? Oh yeah, she was 14.29%. Session would be nice if we could get advice sessions with the mass-produced units. Would be nice, yeah. I can see why they don't do it for low reasons, but yeah. Shame you wanted cat photos. Median is premium. Yeah, even Sin is higher, right? If you go into the defenders, even Sin is higher. Now, this overcompensation, when you mix it into the damage formula, is really a big detriment. Because if we go into, you know, sniper rifles, most of those sniper rifles are around 69% cheese top. Yeah, sure. Doesn't really change the argument though. But yeah, sure. She was the top. Sure. The average is probably closer to 12-13%. Sure. It's still, she's still lower than half of that, right? Because 5.99% is still lower than 12%. Like lower than half, last time I checked. So for sniper rifles, most of them, as far as I know, are within the 67 to 69, nice, range of things. 13.65 is Blanc. So for example, baseline she has 69.04. We can go into other sniper rifles, right? Maxwell 69.04, Alice 69.04, Horan 70.89. She's one of the higher ones. 69.04. 69.04, and I could just go into the list here. 67.37, she's a little bit lower. 65.95, she's probably one of the lowest ones. 69.04, etc. Right? I could just go on with the list. Now, the thing that really kneecaps, yeah, 2B is 5.99. That's less than half. Right? That's less than half of most ARs. So, what really kneecaps her when it comes to doing damage is that her burst changes her weapon type, right? From this 69.04% ratio down to 27.8%. That is why there is this meme in my channel about 27.8%. That is because they kneecap her damage that stupidly hard to try to overcompensate a gimmick that they don't even need to overcompensate. Because the reality is that she starts breaking even if you take only the burst with Alice at 64%. So 64% is where she would break even if you ignore the buffing ability, right, with Alice. Now, why is that relevant? Even if you go down to a little bit, like 60% or so, what's her compared to other snipers? What do you mean by that? By her base attack ratio? 69.04% is the basically for all attacker snipers. Almost. Maxwell is 69.04, 69.04. And, oh, by the way, the so-called AoE gimmick, I did testing on that. Her pierce radius is bullshit small. It's actually bullshit small, but pierce radius is copium. We already knew that from Nihilister. Nihilister actually has a bigger pierce radius, even though here it says pierce range by 100%. It says pierce range, so it works differently from freaking... I don't even know what the fuck they mean with pierce range, because Nihilister is pierce radius. So I don't know what the fuck they mean by pierce range. I assumed that it was pierce radius, but in reality she can barely hit shit with it. So the whole AoE argument is completely moot when it comes to Red Hood, because her pierce radius is almost identical to Yunhui 71. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. What I mean to say is that her burst is the issue. It's not her base attack, it's her burst. The burst changes her weapon to 27.8, what that means is that, right, so here's another thing, right, is that for those who will say, for example, stuff like charge time is 1 second versus Alice, where charge time is 1.5, that doesn't matter, because both will hit 100% charge speed, and 100% reduction of any value remains the same. It doesn't matter what you do. Wouldn't matter if the charge was 4 seconds, 5 seconds, or whatever. If you reduce it by 100%, it's 0. Period. That's how the game works. So they will have the exact same amount of shots at equals at high level of skill. Reload is, I believe, almost the same, but reload can be mitigated. It's 2 seconds here, and Alice is 2 seconds. So reload doesn't matter in this case. They will get exactly the same amount of bullets. And when you're talking about built units, because we're talking end game here, right? When you're talking bullets, Alice, what she does is that you run ammo capacity on her, right? So the objective with having... What do you mean by you can't have 71 and 1.5 reload? That is a different argument, right, Flip? What happens is during the burst, both Red Hood and Alice will get around the same amount of shots out when they're built, right? So we're trying to compare them on a somewhat equal footing. So what happens here is once you take this 27.8% into consideration, it means that she will do 43.95% of the damage. Let me just pull out my spreadsheet just to be sure and double check the number, but I believe that's what the damage formula came to by the end of it. Now I will show you guys the damage formula so that you guys understand why messing with attack ratios of weapons is a bad idea. Right? Keep waiting, they've been silent as a grave. Yeah, they have been way too silent. Which doesn't bring a lot of hope. So I'll show you guys how the damage formula works. So for this, hopefully, maybe I can just zoom in so that chat doesn't get in the way. Hold on. Is chat still in the way? I can't tell. It's kind of in the way, but not so much. I can show the left. I can show the right side. It's fine. I'll just put it back to 100%. I'll show the right side. They're not completely silent, but it doesn't bode well at the moment. They keep posting fan arts. Yeah, that is true, Tuni. So, let me just showcase you, right? Yeah, overload makes it OP, but not designing your Nikkes around a game mechanic that pre-exists is a mistake. It's as if you told me that in League of Legends, Riot should not balance their game around the existence of items, right? Imagine if Riot in League of Legends balanced the game and their characters without taking into consideration the existence of item builds. That is what designing Nikkes without overload in mind would be as an equivalent. It's a massive mistake, because then you wouldn't catch anything game breaking before it goes live, and you cannot nerf Nikkes because you would piss off the player base a lot. At least they make an effort to balance it, right? What I'm saying is that it would be really bad if they tried to balance the game without taking items into consideration. It's more of an example, Black Pearl. So here is the damage formula. So final damage is equal to the base damage times the major modifiers times the elemental damage times the charge damage increase times the weak point times the damage debuff. Now, what this means is that when you go into base damage, you have these multipliers. The base attack, which is the attack of your Nikke. The sum of attack power buff, which is all of the attack buffs that you get. So for example, when Maxwell gives a buff, when something gives a buff, that's where those go. Right? Then you have the defense, because monster defense will, like, Raptors have a defense stat. That's why you have Nikke's that, like, Mast and Senti that shred a little bit of that. It will reduce the damage. And you have the weapon skill multiplier. And the weapon skill multiplier is literally, in the base damage, a direct multiplier. You multiply everything by the weapon skill multiplier. So you may as well be multiplying your final damage by the weapon skill multiplier if you were to separate the weapon skill multiplier from the rest of the base damage formula. Which means that any little shift here will have very large consequences. I could add Red Hood's buff here, right? I could add her buff, the 77.5% buff. She still doesn't measure up. I could add Maxwell's buff here, which is, let's say it's 40%, right? I could add Maxwell's buff. She still doesn't measure up. I could add Leader's buff, and Alice is only buffed by her base stuff. I could add Leader's 50% buff. She still doesn't measure up. She's still doing 86% of what Alice would do on her own as damage, right? And this is taking all of the buffs into consideration. I could add fucking a imaginary private into this, right? She still doesn't measure up, right? I could add an imaginary noir that shouldn't even be here. She still doesn't measure up. I could add, you know, the list could go on. She still doesn't measure up to Alice as a baseline, right? And that is because the weapon multiplier really fucks things over really fucking hard. So when you change the weapon multiplier here to something like, I don't know, 60%, right? No, 64% is where it roughly breaks even. All of a sudden, you're almost break even. Almost break even. Just because you changed the weapon multiplier. I added all of these buffs versus Alice, right? I added all of these buffs. Maxwell, I could even add Yulha if I wanted. She still didn't measure up. But as soon as I changed the weapon skill multiplier, they're at neutral elemental damage here. Right? Here they are at neutral elemental damage. If you're trying to compare Alice versus versus Red Hood in a more fair way, which means that it's element neutral, then elemental damage does not matter. In this case, I'm basically considering that both have elemental advantage, right? Elemental damage does not matter, but I could humor you. We could put elemental damage lines, right? 27.8%. Let's put, I don't know, elemental damage bonus. Where is the... this is the charge damage. Where's my elemental... Where is my elemental damage bonus? Charge damage bonus, attribute bonus, monster defense, other enhancement. Where did I put my elemental? I cannot find it. Give me a second. I know I have it somewhere. Or did I remove it specifically for this? Hold on. Nikke damage calculator. Oh, attribute bonus. Here it is. It's attribute bonus. I forgot. I even forget my own terms at times. So Wedge Hood versus Macro. So we have attribute bonus. So we can add, I don't know, let's say, I don't know, we add, let me just check my database, right? Nikke stats, there we go. So let's say we add 3 times the maximum value of elemental damage, which is 29.16%. Right. Oh wait, did that not go through? Oh, 29 point... I said 0.3, right? 29.16%, whoops. 29.16%, right? Divided by 100, and we multiply this by 3. Right, so I just gave her... well, let's multiply it by 4 even, right? So I gave her 4 OL lines of maximum elemental damage value. And I'm gonna humor you even further. I'm going to remove all attribute bonuses. So we're going really, really, really hard here. She still doesn't measure up to Alice. She has 4 black lines of elemental damage here. 4. Alice has no elemental damage bonus. Alice still does more damage. In her own elemental advantage, with 4 black lines of elemental damage, if we take everything else equal, she still does not measure up to Alice. Right? So the core issue here is the mathematics behind it. The mathematics is because this little thing here, the weapon skill multiplier, is basically a direct multiplier to the final damage. I separated it here for mathematical simplicity for my own personal thing, but the reality is that this weapon skill multiplier, you can isolate it out of the base damage formula because it's a direct multiplier, right? As you can tell, it's weapon skill multiplier multiplying everything else. In mathematics, you could separate this from the rest of the equation, and you could have this as a direct multiplier instead. So because of that, any little shift, so okay, I'm going to shift it by 10%, okay? This will blow your mind. All of a sudden, she's at 58%. I will shift it by 20%. This is like way less than the elemental or all the attack buffs and everything. I shift it to 47%. Oh, all of a sudden 73%. Okay, so what happens if I put it at equal value? 69.04%. Right? She outdamages Alice now. Where does it break even? It breaks even at around 64 point something percent. I don't remember the exact value, but it was like something like 64.8% or something. Yeah, it was close to there. I had already double checked that. So this is the math behind the damage formula, and why messing with weapon skill multipliers is a really, really, really bad idea when it comes to game design, because you will almost most certainly overcompensate. So it almost doesn't matter what Red Hood does. For her to outdamage Alice, she would need to hit 2 additional targets that Alice is not capable of hitting. That's not going to happen. The amount of scenarios where that could happen are so extremely limited and non-existent that I don't even take them into account. Because at the end of the day, if you fish for a unicorn to justify a bad decision, I don't know what to tell you, right? That is my personal opinion on that. Right? Like, that is my personal opinion. If you have to fish for a unicorn to justify something that is objectively a bad decision, I don't know what to say. And that is why I personally believe, this is just my personal belief, that Shift Up really fucked up with Red Hood. Because she's not where she should be at. Now, why do we compare Red Hood so much with Alice? Well, if you look at her kit, right? She has this, like, her entire kit is incredibly similar to Alice. Alice has self-healing and Pierce. Red Hood has self-healing and Pierce. Alice is a quick scoping sniper DPS. Red Hood is a quick scoping sniper DPS. Alice buffs her allies. Red Hood buffs her allies. Don't forget, Alice does provide some team-wide utility. Not the Alice trainer, fucking hell. Shout out to Vulcan for always updating the freaking database. That guy is a saint. So Alice, right, also buffs the team. She buffs charge speed, which is less valuable than attack, but she still does it. So Red Hood provides utility in the form of an attack buff, but it's 40 seconds if she does it as a B1, and she can only do it once per battle. Alice does it every single time she bursts on a 40-second, right? So Red Hood buffs is a charge speed related Nikke. So is Alice. Alice buffs herself by 80.15% and she buffs her attack by 55%. What does Red Hood do? Red Hood buffs her charge speed, right? You can see it here, charge speed to 100%. And she buffs her own attack through this. It's a little bit spread out, but she also buffs her own attack, right? By 71% whenever she casts Red Wolf. Red Wolf is step 3. What does Alice do? She heals, and she has permanent Pierce. In Alice's case, it's above 80%, but honestly, realistically speaking, you're going to have that almost permanently uptime if you play correctly. And she has self-healing whenever she falls below a certain HP threshold. Red Hood has the same. She has permanent Pierce, and she has self-healing when you trigger her S2. Right? Quick Scope Sniper, Quick Scope Sniper. base attack damage, base attack damage. She has 1.5 seconds, but that does not matter as I established with the charge speed thing. Charge of 1. Ammo capacity 6, ammo capacity 6 as well baseline. Alice wants ammo lines because she doesn't have infinite ammo during her burst. But effectively, the infinite ammo during burst is not a factor here. It does not matter. Why? Because both Alice and Red Hood will get the same amount of bullets. So yes, Red Hood could build more offensively, but the amount of offensive building is not as relevant as people believe it to be. Why? Because it's a 2.4 multiplier. So every excess of charge speed will be a 2.4% charge damage bonus. 2.4% charge damage bonus is not as big as people believe it is. Because I can show you here. So here I have the exact same values, and you can see here the difference, right? It's 0% at the moment because there is no difference whatsoever. However, if I were to add a plus point, if I were to add a 1%, right? Here is the real value of every 1% of charge damage. 0.4%. So every 1% of charge speed, right, is 2.4 of that. So every percent of charge speed is an additional nearly 1% damage, right? Nearly 1% damage. And that is something that a lot of players don't seem to realize, right? Is that that's how those multipliers work. Because people could say, yeah, you can just overload with a bunch of charge speed. Yeah, but one, there's ammo for off burst, so having one ammo line is kind of nice. Although you could just run full charge speed, doesn't matter. And then go a little bit more reload speed oriented with cubes and whatnot. But the real damage that it brings up is not that big, right? So, if your first Pilgrim, when you join the game, is something that has a very similar kit to Alice, but gets outperformed so severely by Alice, who is not even a Pilgrim, by the way, she's a 2% chance on her pass banner, versus the 1%, you're gonna be pissed. And rightfully so. And it's not even just that, is if you're a veteran player who is looking for alternative options, right? And you see a Nikke that has a very similar kit that would allow you to not be bothered by the whole macro drama thing, because that's an entire kind of worms that I'm not gonna go into. Red Hood is kind of a disappointment as well. Because she could have been essentially, and that's what I mean by she could have been what Dorothy was to Litter. But because they fumbled with this, and I did the calculations for 2B back in the day. You guys probably remember my 2B hot take video. I had all of these little calculations for 2B, and then I even did comparisons between 2B and A2 and everything. Right? New players don't have Alice. New players won't use Alice either if they follow proper advice, right? Alice is a late game Nikke, even if they have her. New player, nice, is giving people a support like Privity. And proactive, Nikke. Much appreciated for the follow adding droid. I hope I'm not boring you too much with all of this talk about Red Hood, because it's a little bit math heavy and everything. Who has better burst gen, Anis or Senti? In arena it's Anis, but as far as in the battlefield goes, I am not entirely sure. Yeah, the other problem with the new player argument is that they will be veterans eventually, and once they become veterans, they will be just as pissed off as current veterans, right? Right? Yeah, I mean, if you go for overloads, then yes, Senti is better. If you exclude the arena context, then go for Senti instead, Herb. Yeah. What Ragnar just said is correct. Should you skill reset Red Hood? She can still serve as a side option if you don't have a lot of meta Nikkes built up, right? No, they do give you Tuni, indirectly. Look at it this way. This is something that I talked with Lenny the other day. is as to why, for example, charge speed gives you more DPS as Red Hood. And that is because you can get more bullets in and you have less downtime. So for example, if you have ammo capacity overload, you spend less time reloading. If you spend less time reloading, you're spending more time shooting. If you spend more time shooting, you're generating more burst gen. Not even charge speed. Also, same argument with ammo capacity and whatnot. The more time you spend shooting, the more burst generation you will do. They will still be pissed off at the end of the day. The new player argument is kind of moot here, because at the end of the day, they will be veterans eventually, and they will be pissed off eventually that their Red Hood is not as good as they thought. And for current veterans, it's a very shitty situation, because we don't have more solutions, right? If I were to make, you know... Let me just put it this way, right? Is there a Paint online version? Something. Let's just bring this, right? Right. If I were to describe Nikke's, right, as a line, right? So we have this line of power level, right? The average Nikke would be somewhere around here, somewhere around here, somewhere around here, right? Somewhere here, somewhere here. Ideally, you would want to have, in terms of game design, all of the Nikkes follow this line. Crow would be somewhere around here, but then Alice would be like somewhere fucking in orbit around here. Like, Alice is so far up the line, right? Maybe a slanted line is not a good thing, right? Okay, so imagine the power levels as a straight line. Most Nikkes would be in these areas, right? Crow would be a little bit down. Alice is somewhere fucking here. And then you have Modernia, and then you have Scarlet, then you have Summer Anise, you have, you know, all of these. And all of the average Nikkes are here. Red Hood is like somewhere around here. Saying that she's better than the average Nikke. Now, if you add the pierce scenario, then Red Hood could be here, but it's like a very specific scenario where she can pierce consistently, right? Red Hood at the moment is like half of Alice, so she would actually be somewhere around here. The problem is that all of these are what you're going to use in solo raid and union raid and the like. You will eventually get Alice, right? Like, there is no doubt in my mind, right? There is no doubt in my mind that you will eventually get a thing. And the reason why I say that Alice is very, very OP, it's not because of the game-breaking macro adding. Because I know players personally that can play almost at macro level manually, right? The new player argument doesn't work here very much because eventually they will get Alice. Eventually you will get a bunch of these Nikkes as you become a veteran. And eventually Red Hood will still be here. And she will not have moved from here, right? This entire thing is not something that concerns new players because for them is not something that affects them. So if it doesn't affect you, it doesn't matter if they buff her or not. So saying don't buff her because new players is almost like saying we don't want to buff her, us as new players, out of spite towards the veterans, right? Like, do you understand what I mean, Flip? Is that something that does not affect you, that would benefit other people and you vote against, even though it doesn't affect you whatsoever, is literally a vote out of spite. So the new player argument here doesn't matter because they will eventually, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, get an Alice. They will eventually get an Alice. Eventually they will be veterans. Eventually they will be able to clear SI. Eventually they will be able to do all of those things and they will be in the exact same position that us ourselves are here right now. So you could say that by kind of speaking against the current situation with Red Hood, and I honestly hope that they also call out all of these fucking bullshit situations where they really need to buff the Nikkes, will make it a better gaming experience for players that will eventually become veterans, right? Eventually they will become veterans. And if we can improve the situation, because we know how the game is at the moment as veterans, we may as well do it, right? Anyone who says new players can use her just fine are essentially voting out of spite against veterans for something that will eventually, inevitably affect everybody at some point. It's not about being one-sided, Aiding. That's not what I'm saying. Is that in cases where it does not affect the new players negatively, so in the case of Red Hood, buffing her even affects new players positively, because right now they have so many stupid amount of rolls that the expected value out of all of those rolls is at least one copy of Red Hood, right? They gave something like 105 free rolls for the Red Hood banner, between 21 free rolls on the daily, plus other gifts and everything. So let me put it into perspective. You have a 1%, right? Times the amount of rolls. So they gave like 105 rolls. Your expected value is one copy of Red Hood by the end of the event. That is the expected value. So on average, if you go on average, right? On average, all new players will have a Red Hood. No, new players are also valuable to me, because at the end of the day, we do need new fresh blood. So the idea that veteran players are the most valuable ones forgets the idea that veteran players eventually quit, and we do need new blood. But yes, veteran players are the ones holding the game at the moment until, you know, the new players get eventually here, to some extent. But yeah. Currently, Red Hood does 43.95% of Alice's damage. Right? It's way too low. Now, I did testing about the pierce radius and the whole thing, but my short profits. Fucking tune, I swear to God. But right now, the expected value of a new player when it comes to Red Hood is one copy by the end of the event. If they started the event from day one, and they did all of their free daily rolls and everything, the expected value is one Red Hood. So on average, right? I'm talking about on average here in terms of statistics. I'm not talking about the outliers over here. I'm not talking about the outliers over here. I'm talking on average, the expected value, right, is equal to 1.05. Basically one Red Hood. So it will concern eventually the entire player base, because all of these new players that have this expected value of one Red Hood will convert into veteran players that will have one Red Hood, and they will eventually realize why the veterans are complaining about, and that will be an issue. Alice copies are not an issue, because you will have so many fucking blue tickets that you and gold molds, right? This is something that is not talked about in the Nikke community, is that you will have so many different opportunities, right? Even new players should get a Red Hood if they fail their free pulls, because 200 gold tickets. That's true. So it doesn't matter, Flip. You will eventually get her, right? Because you have these molds that have a 21% chance of that have a 0.3% chance of giving you an Alice, right? She's somewhere in here. You have the blue tickets that will eventually give you an Alice. It's just a matter of time. You have this that will eventually also give you Alice at 0.23%. You have literally the Red Hood banner that has a chance of giving you Alice as well. You literally have the friendship pools that could give you an Alice, right? She's somewhere in here as well, right? I believe she's somewhere in here. The friendship pools can also give an Alice. There she is. You have so many sources of free shit that you will inevitably get a Alice sooner than you would get a Scarlet or something like that. I'm not talking about as you start the game, Flip. That's the thing. Day one, like new players that are on their very first day of playing Nikke, or within the very first time, are not part of the argument here, because they will. The argument is that they will eventually become veterans. They will eventually become veterans. 3 months down the line, they should have one copy of Alice eventually, right? When they become veteran players, they will have a copy of Alice, so they will become part of the argument. What you're saying here is that all of the people that are not concerned, yeah, there's also the mold as well, the gold molds and everything. What you're saying here, Flip, is that all the people that are not concerned by the argument, negatively or positively, should be a part of the argument against the idea of buffing Red Hood. which is not how that works. It's not a part of the problem, because eventually they will become negatively impacted by this situation, not positively if they do not touch that thing. That's the thing, Flip. If you say you don't care about the vets, then you don't care about new players, because all new players will eventually become veterans. So by the same vein, you're essentially saying that. And what I said earlier is that it only can positively impact new players if they buff Red Hood. Because if they buff Red Hood right now, if they buff Red Hood right now, you're saying they have a copy of Red Hood. They have a high chance of getting a Red Hood. So if they buff Red Hood, they're being positively impacted regardless. So I don't understand the argument here. Quite literally. They will be positively impacted if Red Hood gets buffed. If they don't buff Red Hood, everyone is negatively impacted. Almost everyone is negatively impacted, except like new players that don't happen to have Red Hood. But if they do buff her, I didn't finish the Outpost Anniversary. No, not yet, Tuni. I still need to finish it. Yo, how's it going, Caesar? Right? Everyone will be positively impacted if they buff Red Hood. Win-win solution. Exactly. And in my opinion, they should buff her to somewhere around the 60 to 64% mark. Because this is something that I showed to Kevin the other day on his stream, and that I was talking about with some people that I... what did you walk into? Oh, about the Red Hood situation, basically. So this is something that I talked about the other day. Given how much of a stink JP is throwing about Red Hood, I hope they don't pull a Summer Neon, because the fix is super simple. The fix for Red Hood is super simple. It's the attack ratio here, the weapon skill multiplier. Right? The issue with Red Hood is quite literally the weapon skill multiplier. I mean, yeah, that means that it doesn't affect you negatively or positively if they buff Red Hood. Why would you be against buffing Red Hood, Flip? That is my question. Right? If you're not negatively impacted by Red Hood being buffed, or positively, then you're out of the equation. Right? But this is something that I was talking about to Kev about it, right? Yeah, it's also bad for the game in the long run if the more supposedly valuable through the rarity units are less valuable actually in practice. So I'll show you something interesting. Here that clip, right? It's around here that it clips. Here. It would help. That's where you lost the plot, Flip. It would help new players as well. If you're not affected at all, then being against it is spiteful toward the people affected. Now, I'm not scaring new players away, I'm just being very realistic about Shift Up's fuck up, right? If anything, new players will see the entire drama around whether I talk about it or not. But here's something interesting, right? So, Nihilister, right, increases her radius, right? She actually increases it. So she can hit things from further away than she's supposed to. So around this area is where she hits. There. Now, if I were to... Let me just charge real quick. Now, if I were to go into Red Hood, and I were to use her super flashy burst, you will notice that I need to basically be hitting the Rapture. It's hard to tell, but you basically need to be hitting the Rapture to actually land your hits. What this means is that she doesn't even get the cleave argument. Let me just reload real quick my burst. There we go. So if we go into Alice instead, right? She's hitting literally from the same range. She's literally hitting, not exactly, but she's hitting from a very similar range to Red Hood's burst. If you don't care less, then yeah, why argue against it? She somehow hits, yeah, because it is bigger. That's the thing that I talked about. Red Hood's burst is bigger than... Red Hood's burst is slightly bigger than Alice's, but not by that much. But it is smaller than Nihilister's. And I have tested that a lot in the shooting range. Her burst radius is just slightly bigger. You walked into a war zone? Not really. I'm just explaining it. Maybe I'm just talking a little bit too strongly because I need some water. I do tend to speak like this when I get passionate about a topic, so I'm really sorry. So, I'll showcase this to you guys so that you can see. Hopefully I cannot kill the train. Hopefully I don't accidentally kill the train, right? Let's put... Yeah, I actually don't need any... well, no, I actually do need them. I actually do need them to not accidentally kill the train. So let's grab level 1... let's grab level 1 Nikkes. I'll show you something really interesting. Is that Red Hood's cleave radius is just barely enough to hit the 2 turrets on the far right of the train. So here's the thing, right? So I'll just wait for the burst charge. I'll actually use this these rockets to charge me first. Okay, so here we go. So I will show you guys. So if you shoot here, you can hit both turrets. Now theoretically you can hit here as well and hit all 3 turrets as well. Right? And hitting all those 3 turrets on the left, Alice can do it as well. Hitting the turrets on the right, both of them, is not very useful because Alice can still kill them so much faster that it doesn't matter. And that is a core issue. And that is because of the weapon attack ratio that they gave to Red Hood when they changed her, when they tried to overcompensate some of her gimmicks. Because, yeah, Alice can actually double hit on the left, triple hit on the left side, but she cannot double hit those turrets. Let's just chill. I'm not arguing, Adding. Like, I'm just explaining it, essentially. Because I feel like there is a lot of misunderstandings around this situation. Hard mode chapter 13 test. I did a test on chapter hard mode, actually. So I can pull out those images on my from my Discord. So I will just showcase it really quickly so you guys can actually see. Well, I actually do care about the other Nikke surviving here, so I will kill these things. Okay, so now... So here, you see, I cannot hit both turrets. I can triple hit here, though. But the problem is that this doesn't matter for a very simple reason. Because there is like this heavy misunderstanding about the Pierce. About the extra hits that Red Hood could get. Fights where Alice cannot hit additional targets over Red Hood are incredibly rare, but also many of them do not matter because the extra targets do not survive long enough for it to make a difference. For her to actually be able to do enough, she would need to hit 3 additional targets. If she hits 2, she's still under it by 15%. Right? Ragnar, don't pick a fight with Flip. I swear to God, don't pick a fight with Flip here. We're not here to pick fights. But if you hit 2 extra targets, right? So this is the math behind it. If you hit 3 extra targets, then you are above Alice. Now, hitting 3 extra targets consistently throughout the fight, right? Throughout the entire fight, because it cannot be a one-time thing. Don't, Ragnar, just don't. Just do not. I swear to God, do not. Go back to Twitch if needed, but do not. So, here's the thing, right? The math is still going. Yeah, sorry about that. You would need to cleave 3 additional targets to be able to kind of go beyond what Alice does, but it's not a one thing. Don't feed? Yeah, exactly. So, it's not a good spot for Red Hood to be at currently. Because she literally has a nearly 1-to-1 replacement that just performs perfectly better. Redeems? Account review. Sure, we can do that in a bit. Okay, good. Good that we're on the same page. Exactly. So that's the thing, right? Is I am talking about this in a very passionate way, and make like no mistake about this. I bother doing all of this, right? I bother doing all of this math, doing all of this. I take the time to make videos to inform players on my YouTube channel. I take the time to do all of this and stream the game and everything because I love the game. I make all of my videos on my channel. I stream the game and everything because I love the game. Alright? So, Ragnar, I'm not gonna do it right now. I'll redeem you later. I'll refund you later. It's kind of pointless right now to talk about that right now. I know your account is stacked, but like, here is the thing, right? Is that I talk about this because I am passionate about the game and because I want the game to be the best it can be. My hot take videos, are to tell people that don't have many resources to waste on every single Nikke. Okay, here is what the Nikke looks like it's gonna be before they get her. And the Red Hood video, right? In the Red Hood video, I literally talk about all of this stuff that I mentioned. Because we knew about this. I knew about this before Red Hood was even released, right? It was plain as day because they did the exact same mistake with Summer Neon, and they did the exact same mistake. Summer Neon, I did not do calculations, but for 2B, I saw it firsthand because I had to make a hot take video on her. And this is a fundamental design issue because they're ignoring their own attack formula. Their own damage formula is being ignored by their own design. And editing it in any way, shape, or form, the weapon and skill multiplier, is the worst way to go about compensating, overcompensating a Nikke's kit. Theoretically, if you really wanted to kind of like compensate her a lot, you would have to go down to a 61% multiplier or something, right? But they went all the way down to that multiplier. I don't think the devs are bad or whatever, right? Like, that is fucking playground silly shit. What does annoy me is that when I see clearly bad game design decisions, not like monetary decisions like the mold, like the regular mold rates, or the gacha. We all signed up for gacha. That's not a problem. Hell, even I don't even complain about the core dust situation, right? Like, it's fine, it's part of the game, whatever. What I do find issue is when they make mistakes like Red Hood, like the Pilgrim Tower mold. Like, these are actual, objectively, game design mistakes, right? Like, these are actual mistakes, and that's what I was calling out, right? You have a higher chance to get one specific pilgrim, not all the other pilgrims. Red Hood weapon size big chungus should be pew pew harder, basically aiding. Sorry for that very long discussion about it, but I feel like there is a lot of, misunderstandings in the community. Right? I feel like there are a lot of misunderstandings in the community about it. Account review where? I need to finish my dailies first though, Tuni. Although honestly, I'm considering what's it called? I'm considering actually refunding it because I do want to get the freaking. I do want to get this lost sector over with, and I cannot stay up too late tonight. So I can do your account review tomorrow, Ragnar, if that's fine with you. Because right now I do want to get the lost sector over with tonight, if possible. Or I could just refund you and you can just redeem it tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna do that actually. I'm gonna actually do that exactly. Yeah, it's fine. I'll refund you then. So that is refunded. There we go. You should be refunded now. It's fine. He's already at veteran status though, Ragnar. That's the point. But yeah. We're here for that long discussion. It's fine. Yeah, thank you. Exactly. Refunded. Perfect. All good now. But that's the core issue about Red Hood. Is that... Don't start an argument, Ragnar. I swear to God. But, like, that's the point, right? Is that Red Hood theoretically can outdamage, for example, Scarlet can theoretically outdamage, you know, Summer Anise. But it's a very specific scenario where you can hit parts and pierce them consistently throughout the fight. That is a very niche scenario. Same for Modernia, you would need even more parts to pierce, but you could theoretically, in very fringe scenarios, out-DPS Modernia. The problem is that all of the other Nikkes are universally quite good. So at the end of the day, you end up with a Red Hood that you don't end up using all that much as a veteran. And you're still stuck using the fucking Alice that will make your hands hurt and everything. For veterans. For new players, if they buff Red Hood, good for them. They get a shiny, stronger Red Hood. It's literally a benefit for the new players. It's literally in benefit of the new players. So yeah. Because I've seen people, even other content creators saying that people should stop coping that Red Hood is fine and everything. She's not fine. People that are saying that have literally not run the numbers or done any real testing. Any significant testing, let's put it that way. The Red Hook, because you need to jump through so many hoops to make her worthwhile, yeah. Like, that's the thing, right? Is to make her worthwhile, you need to go into such fringe scenarios that... Where's the reality about it? Like, it's like D, for example. How often do you meet the fringe scenarios where you actually have to use it? You don't have a 5th team? That's fine, she will feel your 5th team role. It would benefit you if they buff her. If you use her for your 5th team, it would benefit you if they buff her. Quite literally. Red Hood is so hot, math equals pain, yeah. The more you know, man, the more you know. Like, every time I run the numbers on these Nikkes, I'm either very happy or very disappointed or both. But yeah. Like, if you don't have a 5th team, if they buff Red Hood, it's to your advantage. You get a buffed Red Hood at the end of the day. Now, the thing is, yes, Alice is way too strong, right? That is, I will close with this. Alice, yes, is way too strong, but they cannot nerf her. If they did, a huge chunk of the player base would leave, and another chunk of the player base would lose faith in actually spending on Nikke. Why? Because you have a lot of people that roll on her banner, spend actual hard-earned money to get Alice, and then she is nerfed, right? Of course she would be better than Brid, but the problem is that Brid is within that average that I talked about. The average Nikke is dog shit. A lot of Nikkes need buffs. That's the thing, right? That the average Nikke is dog shit. So being above the average Nikke doesn't mean much in this game at the moment in current game balance. And that is a problem. That is a problem that they need to address eventually. Isabelle being where she is, if they don't, gotta pray for the game. Because issues will keep stacking up. And eventually people will have the same issue. What you don't like is that the devs are still silent? Yeah, exactly. But yeah. Okay, let's just close this entire Red Hood conversation once and for all. If there is new stuff that comes around, I will talk about it. But for now, we're at the advice sessions for the day. So if you have any requests, feel free to request them. I believe like over half an hour ago or something, Black Pearl requested, or someone else requested Red Hood, or was it a Matsu? I don't remember, but someone remembered. So she should be better, exactly. That's the argument, right, Flip? She should not be... I'm not asking for her to be game warping, breaking, meta breaking, bullshit strong. I'm just saying that she should be better. The spot where she is at is not where she should be. Especially since she was basically designed as an alternative. Exactly. So yeah, let's just end this conversation here for now. Let us focus on the advice session so that we can continue. Because I spent a lot of time explaining all of this, we're gonna go through the advice sessions a little bit faster. Lost Sector Doko, exactly, Tuni. So I do want to go to the Lost Sector. I will start doing my usual rotation, and you guys can type the names of Nikkes you want to see advised. Otherwise, I'll just continue doing my rotation and then go on to Lost Sector. Hey everybody, I was wondering, what if Sleeping Beauty gets hungry while she's sleeping? She'll have plenty of feast in her dreams. It got lost, fucking Ragnar, I swear to God. But yeah, I hope this explanation at least helps shed as to why a lot of veteran theory crafters and whatnot, both from the JP side, myself and other people, are not very happy about. Cute and innocent, exactly, David. Never thought about all the great food in her dreams. Now you don't have to worry about her anymore. Alice and I have a serious conversation about Sleeping Beauty. Why do I have a feeling that Sleeping Beauty may be a heretic in the future or something? It sounds possible, doesn't it? It generally sounds possible. Imagine if the other Grim models that they said died didn't actually die. If you complete all the lost sectors, the found sectors, that would be a good one, Tuni. I hope Dorothy doesn't step out of line. I'll do my best to persuade it whenever I can. I knew I could count on you. Thanks, handsome. I hope you can continue to look after her on my behalf. Could be Liberalia. Yeah, could be some of the OG heretics. Either talk about Lilith or the brainless Nikke bodies they have. Rosanna for Messenger, sure. Rosanna is Tetra. Imagine if that was the case, Tuni. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Small white for herb, sure. I'm curious about something. What scares you more, a knife or a gun? A gun. You've been around your fair share of guns, so I suppose it makes sense you'd feel that way. Most people have a greater fear of knives. The vast majority of people haven't been shot before, so it's probably harder for them to imagine the pain of a gunshot. So actually, I think I should torture my next target with a knife instead. I have a somewhat unnerving conversation with Rosanna. Ooh, that's a 50, isn't it? Yep. Gaspunzel for Ragnar, okay. So let's see. So there's small white. Dole if you got rim, yeah, sure. So small white for her. Snow White closes her eyes and recalls the past, which has become a blur. If we reclaim the surface, what do you intend to do there? I suppose I'd go on an outing with all of you. You mean like a trip? That'd be nice. I'd love to go with you. Back in her room, Snow White daydreams of reclaiming the surface. Only room for Santi. Sure, we can do Dola. Where is Dola? There she is. I'm curious about how you handle your finances. Would you rather save your money or invest it? Invest. Brilliant. No risk, no reward. How about we team up and make some investment together? I listen to Dola as Dola gives me a lecture about investment. It's always better to invest, actually. Time value of money is something quite important. Is Senti a Gyaru? Not really. She just is blonde-haired, that's about it. She's not really a Gyaru. Let's see. Because blonde hair doesn't equal Gyaru, right? Let me ask you something. Do you think there is a limit to how strong someone can get? I don't think so. My thoughts exactly, but a part of me finds all this quite tiresome. Since there is no limit, I can't have a moment's rest, no matter how strong I get. Noah and I talk about the upper limits of strength. Yeah, like Gyaru is more of a type of both fashion and like a Japanese term. It's more like a fashion type of thing, right? So Rippy would be a Gyaru. Yeah, how's it going, Athing Droid? Yeah, the Pilgrim Goblin. Am I the only one who found it funny that they started Red Ash maintenance when Query Banner was still going? Yeah, That is... Now, I hope that doesn't mean that there will be an event that will overlap with Red Ash Toonie. Tia for David, sure. The paid costume is literally just your average American outfit, to be honest. Whenever I think about how my time in here at school is coming to an end, I get so sad. Is it because you're worried about your future? Hey, you got me. I should have known I couldn't hide anything from you. Like Nier and School of Kakya. I wouldn't be okay with it personally, but that's just me. Ever since daylight saving has occurred, I won't be able to catch your stream anymore. Really, Visca-chan? That's a shame. I could try to start it a little bit earlier so that it's always 1 hour before a reset, but it's very difficult for me to do that. It will be very difficult. It would allow me to end earlier though, but yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, at least you'll go. I mean, yeah, there's not that much I can do. That's really unfortunate, Visca-chan. Hopefully, we'll be able to catch each other occasionally, though. I have no idea what I'm going to do after graduation. I'm sure things will work out in the end. I have a conversation with Tia about her happy school days. Yeah, Senti doesn't talk like a Gyaru either. Personally, I wouldn't like it if they overlapped events again. It feels really shitty when they do that. Teacher, I'm here. Naga drops her bag, which lands on the ground with a resounding thud. What do you have in that bag? You want to see? These are extra pairs of stockings for Tia, a spare textbook for her, a backup set of gym clothes for Tia, some extra desserts from Tia. This is Tia's spare tablet, and then there's this. I watched Naga unpack her bags for what feels like forever. And daylight savings are annoying, aren't they? So, I don't see any requests at the moment, so let's continue. Anchor is a great crewmate, but sometimes she leaves me scratching my head. Like when we were cleaning, out of nowhere, she just yells starfish. What's up with that? Maybe Anchor special code system. Might as well cloak her in mystery. Do the Drake advise villain power? Sure. You don't have a second or third gacha that you play at all? I do. I do, Toonie, unfortunately. Since we can't decipher either way, that's not a bad approach. We discussed the peculiar behaviors of Anchor that we've observed so far. I do have other gachas that I play, but it's more of a matter of my own real lifetime. I do play Honkai Starrail, Snowbreak, Arc Knights and stuff when I have the time on the commute or when I don't have like big events like these on Nikke. Otherwise, I just don't have the time. Which is why Amatsu was saying that I should log more often on Aether Gazer, because I haven't logged in for a while now. And that's because I don't have the time to do so. My main focus is Nikke though, but I do play other games. So I guess the last one we'll go to Biscuit. Oh, you want Anchor? Wait, I did Anchor or... You want Anchor, right? Okay, David, sure. Eliane underscore Nikke, fuck off right now. Captain, is there anyone else aside from us? Yeah, there's someone right beside you. Nice try. Actually, there are actually several people surrounding you, Captain. I spent time with Anchor telling ghost stories. Oh, that's the wrong one. We ran out of attempts, Major Unit, so tomorrow we'll do Viper for you. Tomorrow we'll do Viper for you, Major. Let's see. So we can claim these. And now we'll be able to go to Lost Sector finally. Finally we'll be able to go to the Lost Sector. Variety Gacha is fun. More like no variety and Nikke fun, am I right? Yeah, I know. I do try to do variety, but these days it's very difficult for me to do it. Yo, how's it going, Toiki? How's your day been so far? Okay, time to time to go into the Lost Sector. But before that, let me just go to the toilet real quick. So I'll be right back in 30 seconds. Woke up early, your stream hard to catch in your time zone. I can imagine that, because you're in Southeast Asia, right? I'll catch you guys in 30 seconds though. I'll be right back. And I am back with a granola bar as well, because I'm actually getting hungry. So we are back. Let's go into this Lost Sector. One squad, huh? Enjoy the shitty puzzle. Is it that bad, Tuni? Should we go for a fun team?
水遊び？ベッドですか？ベッドフード。出撃ゲームをしに行くんですか？うん、一緒に行こう。
It's gotta go fast. Oh, like the previous Lost Sector. God damn it. Just like the previous one, huh? I know exactly how that ends, Ragna. I don't want to spend 10 hours on this Lost Sector. I know exactly how that ends. But yeah, you know what I just realized? What did you realize, Tuni? I'll just put this out there, right? You can't pick Query as your avatar? What? Really? Even if you have her? Really, Tuni? I've never... I'll have to check that later. I'm actually curious now. Really? You can't pick Query as your avatar in the game? That's weird. Is it like a bug or something? Oh god. So it begins. Okay, so my assumption is that this is a pressure plate. Her eyesight is so bad she can't go for your profile pic. Interesting. This stage is very straightforward. Okay. If you say so, Toki. The previous Lost Sector was not... It's hard to get full chests, I see.
リロードするでいいっと。ブランとノワールの状態です。楽勝だ。喜びすぎましたね。一番いいところで。さあ、一番いいところで。
You've never seen this lost sector, is it new? Yeah, it is new indeed. It is new indeed. There. I'll just put it out there that Maxwell did not receive Red Hood's buff, so... But it's not a very fair comparison, to be honest. It's not a fair comparison at all. Okay, so we get a drop shipping device. Interesting. So just gotta open this. Oh, it opens that as well. Interesting. Okay. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Oh, it lasts quite a bit, doesn't it? I'm gonna send the drop shipping thing to explore for a second. Oh, right. There. So let's just see what I need to do here. Okay, so we're gonna need to destroy this. I'm gonna need to drop ship the robot. And I'm gonna need 5 people for the pressure plate over here. Which means that I need to preemptively get the bot onto the drop shipping device and drop him off. So we're gonna drop ship the bot and we're gonna grab the other team, which will run very quickly. Come on, let me... What the fuck? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are good to go. We can just drop them here. Okay. So the bot can destroy these, and I assume that the pressure plate is for opening the white thing. Oh, over there. Okay. Is the Sanic section? Ooh. Is this a pressure plate though? Yeah, it is a pressure plate. So fun fact, this thing weighs 5 Nikkes. Oh no, 3 Nikkes, whoops. I was wrong about that one. Okay, so... We're gonna need to send the robot over here then. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We can open this over here. This opens orange, and we're gonna need to open yellow. Okay. Oh, I see. So this would open this, and this would open this. Okay, I see how it is. So we need to send this thing over here and then just be very quick. Wait, blue? Oh, the pressure plate, isn't it? Yeah, that's the pressure plate. Wait, does that mean that I need to send the fucking robot instead? Hold on. Bonk. 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 Oh yeah, I actually had to send the fucking robot over. Interesting. If I was gold, I would have sworn a dozen times already. I do swear a lot, but not for this. Okay, so we open that, which means that we can drop ship our Nikkes again. Drop shipping services enable. Tell Noir to lose some weight. She does seem to be on the chunkier side, doesn't she? Lost Sector is a love-hate relationship for you. Puzzle is pain in the ass, but the reward is so good. Yeah, I actually do like the puzzle element of it. It's like they actually bothered making puzzles, right? Everyone just freaking insulting gold in my chat now. Jesus Christ. Y'all are merciless with gold. Jesus Christ. Who has time for to think? Leroy. The FF14 player using WoW memes. Gotta love that. So you saw the entire destruction that the Red Hood burst brought, and all of the double piercings, right? Okay. One double hit by Maxwell here. The game for as and titties, no puzzles. At least you have chicken, yeah. Signature feeling of superiority to be able to do the Lost Sector faster without tutorials, yeah. For next next stage it's possible to bring a good luck forehead. God damn. Yeah, it's kind of like if you enjoy puzzles, then you do it without, without guides or anything. If you don't enjoy the puzzle element of it, then a guide will solve it for you. Essentially. Oh yeah, so this thing weighs 3 Nikkes exactly. So we can open this. Clearing minigame on challenge mode. I still need to do that, yeah. I still need to clear the minigame on challenge mode. Okay, so we can be drop shipped. So let's go and check what the drop shipping is. Chunky, yeah. Almost like it's slightly chunkier than Rappy. Slightly chunkier than Rappy. Just remember that. That thing weighs 3 Nikkes, Rappy weighs 2. At least she used to wait 2. It's not that difficult, but good enough. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not a puzzle that will murder your motivation, right? Rappy should shoot you if she hurt. It's factual, though. It's actually factual at Android. It actually is factual. Private is like 3 Nikkes. Goddamn Shinjuku. Back didn't make it, but it didn't make it a stink. No, you didn't make it a stink. I was just explaining, right? Like, don't misunderstand. I was not angry in the slightest personally. What I was doing was essentially trying to explain why I feel a lot of people have a misunderstanding in the community about the Red Hood situation in general. It's not really angry or anything whatsoever, so no offense was ever taken. If anything, I just hope that you didn't feel uncomfortable due to my way of explaining things when I'm passionate about something. Because that's basically how I explain stuff when I'm really, really passionate about something. Food redeem. Goddamn. Hydrate spam just makes him. Did you guys spam hydrate or something? But yeah, like, no offense was ever taken, Flip. Like, don't worry about that. Yeah, exactly. Like, what's the point of being able to... Oh, a hydrate redeem by Grim. What's the point of talking if you cannot discuss things, right? Gotta be adults about this. You redeemed 1 hydrate. He'd flame half his chat. No, I think he would just ignore them, yeah. Like what Ragnar said. I've known him long enough to know that he would just ignore people. And occasionally roast them or something. Okay. Awoo. Okay, so let's see. So we can open this blue one. And then we can swap to this purple one. So we're gonna need the drop shipping device actually. Interesting.
Okay. いくよ。
So drop shipping device activate. So we're gonna need to put the drop shipping here.
Yo.
Grab them and
行こうぜ。
do it like this.
水遊びに行くのも大変じゃのう。
And then go over here. And then drop them. Here we activate this, which allows us to just loop back. I'm sorry, I have not offended you yet. I'll get right on it, god damn it. But yeah, Flip, I just hope you don't take issue to that. There we go. Let's see. So, okay, so we have unlocked this area. Okay, so this is just in case you get stuck. Gotcha. You miss messages you don't even mean to? Oh, which messages did I mean? You farm to spam gacha on some games. For some games. To spam sound on some games. Yeah, basically, Shinjuku. Like, for me, sometimes it's difficult to keep track of chat, so if I miss messages, it's not intentional. Right? That is something to keep in mind, is if I miss your message for whatever reason, it's not intentional. It's just sometimes difficult to keep track of conversations in the chat. Do you know if there's an option in the game does force the camera to look at the boss? Yes, there is an option. Quite literally here. They added that option recently as well. So when you go here, you have attention when target appears. I have this disabled now because I fucking hate it. So that's why you this will prevent them from focusing the boss when it appears. Cat God. There are quite a few options that I personally have disabled because I just don't like them. They throw my aim off. Essentially. It feels like they're just there to throw my aim off, right? What do you mean you like this zooming in the boss randomly? Get there. Yeah, can you imagine? Like, screen shaking to some extent you could make an argument if you're not playing a very precise Nikke, right? Because it does make it more cinematic. Gaming chair issues. Hello Nikkes, can I get my 10-10-10 full OL and unlimited rocks on my account? Yeah, that QOL was amazing though. You like talking on Sparks chat? That's good. I used to watch Sparks. Now I cannot catch most of his streams, but I still consider him somewhat. Still consider him a friend of the channel. You always hated it? Thanks for letting you know. Yeah, no problem. Okay. I also hate it, so I get you. Drop shipping is not needed here. Only an Alice user says that. There's some anti-boomer dungeon. Your brain cells melt just watching it. Freaking Mad Pony. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Let me just check real quick what this opens. So we do need our drop shipping device here. So what we will probably end up doing is that we're gonna use the robot. Actually. Because 5 opens here, so we're gonna need the robot to walk over this, walk to the drop shipping, immediately get drop shipped, open this, and grab the drop shipping device. Come on, move. We ain't got no fucking time. God damn it. We ain't got no time for your nonsense. Oh my god. Okay, so there and there. Oh, what? Oh my god. Okay, let's just reactivate this. Nope. No! Motherfucker! Ah! The fucking hitboxes. No, that's not gonna... Oh, the motherfucking hitboxes of these things. Okay, we're gonna make this camp the gate. Gate camping. No, it's skill issues, yeah, I know. Grab this and go here. The fucking hitboxes, though. Like... Why is this so try-hard? You'd pay to see Gold try this section? I hope I don't miss that stream, though. We're like 25 out of 30? Really? Yo, how's it going, guest? Hope you're not too late. Yo, Glove Bandit as well. Welcome, welcome. How are you going? How's it going for you guys? You're a union member there. Oh, I see. He would never do that lost section, lost sector on stream. I'd wish he did, though. It would be very fun to watch it. Okay, so we get these two back. People would pile on him. I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, considering how much of a bunch of gremlins the chat is, I wouldn't be surprised. We are one chest short though. Hold on. Which chest did I miss even? Hold on, what chest did I miss? I got this one, 2, 3. Bottom left. Oh, I missed that one. Oh, I see what I missed. Okay, I'll get it back later. Yeah, I see which one I missed. My old 2017. Yeah, I did miss one, but it's not a impossible to recover mistake. Skill issue. Yeah, I was probably paying it too much attention to chat. But you said that Spark's union is at 25 out of 30. I hope he gets union members as quickly as possible, because union rate is not that far off, actually. The next one is pretty fun, not gonna lie. Oh. Just don't wreck. Big grain. Okay, so we can get this though. Start the Gamba chat. I could do a Gamba for that. I could do a Gamba for that. Okay, so keep exploring. This is not impossible to recover though, because we can just literally walk back here. I don't think we need... This should bring me back here. Yeah, there we go. I don't think we need... Oh, we do need... Hold on. This opens this. Oh yeah, so I need the robot to be sitting here. Hold on, this is orange. Okay, so we can open yellow. It's not bright, actually. Wait, this one doesn't open this one. Really? Let me think. Because I need the dropshipping device to get that one. Yeah, it actually is bricked, isn't it? Well, I guess we just reset, yeah. Shouldn't be... It's not that big of a deal, though. You're back with the damage? You're in the back with the damage. Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant in terms of you can reverse it, but it takes too much time. Yeah, I guess reset is the better option here. Oh wait, that's the that's the wrong lost sector. Put that cube on 2B. Oh yeah, I will. You bet I will. Let's reset this though. Let's enter the sector and get the last reward. I will open the Gamba as well for chat. Will it brick? There we go. You guys have a long ass time to bet. Yeah, I mean, understandable.
水遊びベッドですかどこに行くのか指揮官の服を着ていってもいいですか
There we go.
あっちから大当たりの楽しく遊びます
It's not that... It's gonna be pretty quick, isn't it? I'm gonna turn on VPN. What will break the next lost sector, Cat got him. The next lost sector is possible to break it and not get all of the rewards in one go. This one as well, actually.
ちょっと待っててくださいね。ブランとノワールのショータイムで遊ぶのじゃ。ちょっと待っててくださいね。どこだ
Probably shouldn't have burst without us, actually. Here.
ちょっと待っててくださいね。ブランとノワールのショータイムで幸運を信じて投げましょう。どこだ
But yeah, basically you can break the next thingy. But yeah, it is understandable that if you're at 256, you would be on the lower end of the spectrum in the Union raid. Oh, you meant how will that break? Essentially, these lost sectors have some gimmicks. Cat God. Low at 256? I mean, I'm one of the lowest of my union, and I'm at 293, you know that, right? It really depends from union to union. Fuck's sake. But it really depends from union to union. So for example, I'm technically on the lower end on my thingy. Depending on how high and how good your union is, even being level 300 could be considered lowish to mid. And just look at freaking, you know, Sin, Scarlet, Omni. There we go. Day one, but not played every day. Yeah, that's understandable. Like, not everyone played super hardcore from the get-go. You're not a bottom or a top, you're a mid. But yeah, some unions are... especially the top unions have some really high synchro. Which is understandable, because what you gotta understand is that more and more the union raid when it comes to the top 10 is essentially a race against time. It's whoever can clean the fastest that basically wins it. This union raid even more so. Yeah, exactly. This union raid even more so because, for example, all of the top 10 on global cleaned up day one. Void included, which is my the union I'm in. Yo, how's it going, NXCTX? Thanks for the follow, much appreciated. But yeah, like every person in the top 10 cleaned up the first day. It was just a matter of who cleaned up earlier this union raid. Right. So yeah, it's basically a race against time at this point. Sparks, when joined, didn't said he was high class. What do you mean by that, Flip? I'm not sure. Doing good? Oh, I'm doing quite good. Thanks for asking. Having a very chill Monday so far. I mean, during the day I was busy, but you know, it was a decent Monday nonetheless. Can't complain about being busy. Okay, so hold on. Let me think this one through. Okay, I see. So here. Oh. Oh, this is fine. We got the last chest. Found out he asked to get top 50. Okay, I see. It means Sparks is low class. I'm not sure that's what Flip means, but was for Annie, no more Annie to worry about, so it should be back on Friday. If anything, they can just push it back to Saturday. I hope they move it to Saturdays, right? Because for people that have actual real-life commitments, especially on Europe, it's super freaking annoying to have to make time, to set time aside at like 4 in the morning for a fucking union raid. For those who are like in top unions, it's super annoying. You left your union to join fellow mobile players and found out he top score? Oh, I see. Interesting. Or change union raid from a DPS race to something else. Yeah, exactly, Toiki. You work casual? I mean, at your level, you should be able to get easily in top 100 unions. Easily. Like, top 100 is in... Okay, Chuni, don't get this wrong. Yeah, exactly, NXZT. Like, okay, don't get what I'm going to say twisted. Okay? But getting top 100... As far as, like, most servers go, if you exclude Japan, is not the hardest thing in the world because you can achieve it with high synchro levels or high average synchro levels and people just hitting things on cooldown without overlapping. Right? It doesn't detract the achievement of Gold Hub. That's what I meant to say, Tuni. It doesn't detract the achievement, but because it's very difficult to manage a union. But you can cheese that through pure synchro level, right? I used to be in a top 50-ish union before. People never talked on Discord. We never talked on Discord, never talked in in-game chat. We didn't coordinate anything at all. People just hit stuff and that's about it. And even overlapped at times, but we had quite a few people that were so high up there on the synchro level that it just didn't matter because they could just solo entire bosses late stage, and that is a huge difference. Do I want to do this with Red Hood? Let's do this with Red Hood. Right? Like, this doesn't detract because Gold is not, quote-unquote, cheesing it by just grabbing a bunch of very high synchro players, right? What Gold is doing is very impressive because he's accepting, like, he keeps 160 wallers, he keeps, like, you know, he keeps it quote-unquote real, is that he's making a really fun union where everyone is in it. If you want to get an easy top 100 union, just gather a bunch of high synchro people. Right. That's quote-unquote all you need to do. It's not even a question of filtering bad player because there is a lot of players that are very high on the synchro level that are incredibly bad and have very questionable investments, right? If Lenny is still lurking here, he can tell you some horror stories about what he has seen. Yeah, he publicly calls them out and everything, but that's the thing, is that Gold Hub has a relatively low synchro level and relatively, like, low power level union members, right? Relative to a lot of others. You've seen horror stories in my server. I'm literally talking about Omni, Ragna. You would be surprised by some of the shit that is in there. Right? But that's the thing, is that synchro levels and so on can really help a lot when it comes to Union. In Skyfall compared to so few, there are viewers for sure. How about on a 1 to 10? Really bad. I mean, if you want like some horror stories that I have witnessed personally, is stuff like freaking the highest invested Nikke being Yunhua and Ludmilla in somebody's team, right? I like the guy, I really enjoy conversations with him about a lot of things, but his investments are questionable at best. And that's because he's casual and he doesn't care, but he has like really high synchro level. Right, like his investments themselves are really motherfucker. Yeah, day one player. Like he has more combat power than I do. You know about that? You're also in Omni C branch. Oh, you probably have seen that Toiki in Camel Toe. You can go to top union, but you prefer to stay in small union to help a lot of your friends, so you're happy enough. That's good, right? If you enjoy playing with friends in your union, that's really good at Android. Personally, I enjoy my time in Void because I've come to become, you know, pals with quite a few people in Void. People are actually active in the Discord, and people are trying to actually do stuff, right? Why is there no Omni in NA? I'm not sure. Probably because they don't think they can win, or probably because they already have agreements with people from Scarlet, or with people from... I don't think they have agreements with people from Sin. I don't know. I actually don't know. They probably either have agreements with NA unions, or they don't think it's worthwhile to spend time on NA because there is already a lot of established unions. Right. Could be either. I'm not in Omni, so I don't really know much about what happens in tournaments like this. Creating fake drama? What? You have 80 gears you don't want to upgrade? What do you mean by fake drama, Visca-chan? The 9th place union in NA finished in 2 hours. It is very competitive in NA. Like, it is quite competitive. Now, in all fairness, you guys have a really good starting time. But yeah, it is very, very competitive. Very, very competitive. I think Warcraft finished like in 3 hours or something. Omni and Scarlet situation, I didn't make any comments about either. I just said that I think they have agreements with either Scarlet or Sin or something. Which is very common in unions, by the way, in case you guys don't know how it works amongst the top unions, is that it's very common for unions to have agreements to share strategies. Especially ones that don't affect each other because they happen to be on different servers. So it's quite common, actually. And it's also the thing about thingy. I don't know about any drama between Scarlet and Omni, so I'm not sure what you're talking about, Visca-chan. Right now it's kinda dry because top 3 teams are quite clear. Nagatia, Leader, Bonnie's, Dora, Privity. Yeah, basically. It's hard to do Discord, yeah. Since screenshot example how our T3 team comparison versus a person with Omega Synchro level did more damage in all 3 teams. Yeah, basically. Synchro levels play a massive role in Union Raid. A massive, massive role. Really cannot be it really cannot be understated. It really cannot be understated how big of a role synchro levels can play in Union Raid. Because you gotta remember that the bosses don't scale Like, they are... It's not like you have a leveled synchronized, so the stats that you gain from leveling up do carry over, essentially, right? It's not like solo raid where everyone is synchronized to you know... Yeah, basically Tuni. Yeah, like people with very, very high synchro level can literally ignore entire mechanics of a level 10 boss. Yo, how's it going, Toughies? How's it going, my dude? Isn't it like super morning for you? Or maybe... Yeah, it is morning for you, isn't it? How's it going, Toughies? I believe it's 4 E's, right? As expected of an Everton fan. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. No worries, my man. I think... No, I haven't bricked yet. I don't think I have bricked yet. Oh, come on. Playing since day one, still on 275. Is it still low compared to others? I would assume that you were more casual than the average player, right? That would be my first assumption. My first assumption, if you tell me that you're 275 and you've played since day one, is that you probably, what's it called, didn't play consistently every day. That would be my first assumption. Oh. There. That would be my first assumption, is that you didn't play, if you play super optimally as a day one pure free-to-play, is like, yeah, over level 300. Yeah, assuming that you bought the extra items, yeah, as Tuni said. If you don't buy the extra things, then it's probably slightly lower than that. You'd probably be at like 295-ish, yeah. No, you would still be at 300 then, yeah. No, you would be over 300 regardless, actually. Because Tuni, you started 2 months in, so yeah. Or misunderstood how the resource boxes work. That is true, game. That is very true. Aiden, do you know, just like, don't take it as an insult. Do you know how the resource boxes work in Nikke? Oh, okay, so it is possible. So Aiden, let me ask you a question that I hope you don't take as an insult. Do you know how the resource boxes work in Nikke? If they are able to clear missions for higher outposts, yeah. They scale with outpost level, yes. Basically, each box is a time duration. So for example, 1 hour is the 1H boxes is 1 hour of your outpost defense as an equivalent. So the higher your outpost level and the more you save the boxes until absolutely necessary, the more value you get out of them. Right? Between hard campaign and all of the stuff. As game is talking, yeah. So it is possible that either you were a little bit slower to progress because maybe you're more casual about things, and thus you got less value out of the boxes or stuff like that. Hope you can get 240 to 200. Dude, just open the fucking boxes! I did your account review, CatGod. I know you can easily get to 240, 250 by the end of the year. So that's how they work? Yeah, exactly, NXZ Exactly. 1H, 2H, 12H, 24H, and so on just means the number of hours of outpost defense. The higher your outpost defense, the more resources you get. So you want to save up those boxes as much as absolutely necessary. You just want to get 301 by the start of UR. I don't know if I will manage to get it personally, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. As Toiki put it. The best spot to open it is at breakpoints for core dust. Next is 60, which is a couple of stages. Oh, nice.
さあ一番いいところブランとノワールの勝負このまま行くぜ楽勝だナイス無限マガジンとかできねえのかよ
These are MasterCard. You're still new, so not that bad. Oh, trust me on that one, NXC. A lot of people early on in the game made the mistake of opening them. So don't worry about it. A lot of veteran players very early on in the game made that mistake. I made that mistake personally, thinking that it was a expiration timer on it. I thought that the 1H and so on was an expiration timer on the crate, so I opened mine initially until I learned that that wasn't the case. Because at some point I literally forgot to open one of those crates. And it didn't expire, so I did a little bit of research and I think I found like a Master Sparks video or something on that topic. And I was like, well, I feel stupid now. That was like before I became a content creator, right? Mipu got you. You're so confused as to why people keep calling Red Hood mid. She is not that amazing, Mipu. I did an entire, like, almost half an hour explanation earlier on the stream. So I'm not gonna go back into it, Mipu. But if you're curious, you can either rewind on the YouTube side of things when I was discussing it, or you can just wait for the VOD. I'm not gonna re-explain it, like I'm not gonna do that again. If you want like a full in-depth explanation when I was explaining it earlier for another viewer, just watch the videos on my YouTube channel. The Red Hood hot take is still... the Red Hood hot take video that I made is still for the most part relevant. If you're curious as to more detail, because I did way more testing, the hot take video was before Red Hood was even released. Keep that in mind. But if you're curious as to why people call her mid, just watch the video and you will see why, or rewind the VOD on YouTube so that you can see the entire conversation I had with a viewer about that, right? Because right now I don't want to go back again in depth about it. Snow White better than Red Hood? Depends on the scenario, but yes. It depends on the scenario, but generally speaking, yes. Not the free version, the actual the actual OG Snow White. I hope you're talking about that one. The free Snow White is complicated. The small Snow White is a bit complicated, but she's not a bad Nikke. Do you get blocked if you like Liverpool? No, you get promoted to VIP on this channel, Toonie. Do you guys always spend gems for farm core dust in Heart Stage event? You stopped doing that 3 months ago. Maybe that's why your synchro is low. Oh, yeah, then that is the reason, yes, Aiden. Core dust is almost impossible to farm outside of events. So outside of events, it's nearly impossible to farm core dust, ever. So what a lot of players do, even free-to-plays, is they buy the attempts just for the sake of the core dust, because it strengthens them and it allows them to progress and it allows them to do a lot of things. Yes, you're a pig, but my pulls, yeah, you accumulate pulls very quickly, so it's very marginal, right? But yeah, sorry for that type of reply, Mipu. But because I already explained it, I don't want to go into another half-an-hour explanation of it. If I wanted to give you a very, very quick TLDR, though, it's that the attack ratio on her weapon when she bursts is way too low. Way, way too low. Okay, so let's see. I have not bricked so far, so The gamblers so far are in shambles, but we'll see if I break
幸運を
eventually.
探しに行きましょう。あっちから大当たりの予
Interesting.
感が。
Yeah, 29. It's 27.8%. It's fucking pathetic, yeah. It's way too low. And the Pierce range thing is like pathetic as well. Like it's, I don't know how it's supposed to work, but it's fucking pathetic.
行こうぜ。
You bought all the attempts in not caller ID, yeah. That's the way everyone should have gone about it, yeah. I will assume that I need to go here for some reason. Opens this door and opens that door. Okay. What does this do though? Opens that door. So I will assume that I need to take this.
行くよ。幸運を探しに行きましょう。
Opens that. Okay. So this opens this.
行こうぜ。
This opens this. What does
水
green
遊び
open?
に行くのも大変じゃのう。
Okay, so I need to be careful not to lock myself out there. Okay, so what did green even open? Oh, green opens this.
オッケー。行く
Okay,
よ。
so greens open that, this opens this, and this. Ooh, okay. You don't like any teams anymore? It's just specific players? You have a soft spot for relegation battlings though, like I've done. You're gonna rain a corner. Don't worry about it. You'll eventually catch up anyways, adding Droid. It's not like a game-changing mistake. For the most part. We're nowhere near relegations this year. Unfortunate. Wait, what?
そんなにじっと幸運を探しに行きましょう。よっ。行こうぜ。あっちから大当たりの予感が。
Okay. 16th doubt. Okay, now I'm curious as to what I missed on this area of the lost sector, though. Maybe I have already bricked everything, though.
呼んだ。
Let's see. Oh, okay, so this thing can pick me up. Lost sector bricked? Really? Is it really bricked? There's no shot it is. Like, over here there has to be like two things.
日差しのもと。あっちから
Toonie's
大
just
当たりの予
freaking
感。
messing with me
準
right
備
now.
はいいか。オッケー。行くよ。
Modified one of your campaign teams so you could add Uni? I mean, that's fine. If you enjoy playing with Uni, that's fine. You can't? Did I really brick it? There's no way that's bricked.
戦うんですか。 ブランとノワールの勝負。このまま行くぜ。リロードするでいいと。さあ一番いいところで。無限マガジンとかできねえ。
I mean,
リロードするでいいと。
if he watched the games, he would just watch you guys lose to Liverpool, so...
どこまで耐えられるかな。
or go 1-1 to Brighton. Wait, was it 1-1 or... I think it was 1-1 to Brighton, wasn't it?
私も強いけど、仲間たちはもっと強いんだ。
Uni is peak Red Hood buffer? Is she though? Is she now? Yes, 1-1. Better than most teams, their goal was a freaking fluke.
行こうも。オッケー。
Brighton is good, yeah. I'll stop messing with Toffees, because to be fair, they're playing quite well this season. To be fair to them. To be fair to them.
戦うんですか。リロードするでいいと。ブランとノワールの勝負。
Fuck the jellyfish.
ナイス。
Oh, that didn't die. There we go.
無限マガジンとかできねえのかよ。
If Uni is a good Red Hood buffer, then you'll replace Reiki. I'm not sure if she's a good Red Hood buffer, not gonna lie. I'll have to check what Uni does, because it's been a while since I last checked Uni's kit. I know she gives something similar to Leech and other stuff, but I don't always keep every single Nikke's kit in my head, right? Waste of brain cell capacity when it comes to Nikke's like Crow. Let's see, so Uni, what did she do again? Let's see. Charge speed by 8.97% for 10 seconds when entering full burst. When attacking with full charge gives Leech for 10 seconds and max ammunition. And deals damage and immobilizes them for 5 seconds. Kinda cope though, I already gave you guys the math on the conversion rate. What's the best way to break the 160 wall gate? Want to note it for the future. Yo, how's it going, Zacritus? On the grind, listening in? Oh, I hope you're having a great grind. Wish list, essentially, yep. What Toiki said. Abuse that wish list as much as possible. Don't use the wish list to get new and shiny Nikkes. Use the wish list to break the 160 wall, because that's what it's meant to be used for. Right. Like, a lot of people add a bunch of Nikkes to, you know, get new shiny Nikkes every single time that they don't have, and that's not the way to do it. If you want to get past the 160 wall as quickly as possible, what you gotta do is abuse that wish list, even if it means getting extra copies of Crow. Right. Even if it means getting extra copies of Crow, if it helps you break the 160 wall, that's what you do if your objective is actually breaking the 160 wall. I mean, have you seen Soup Tuni? Small White would also help you get, if you get all the copies from the event. Yep, there is that too. Yes, that's what that means, Cat God. Just gotta grind the cane winter while you listen to this? Okay. But yeah, there's people that don't use the wish list for wall breaking, and that's a mistake. I could be wrong about it, but I'm pretty sure that's why Soup was stuck at the 160 wall for so long. Interesting, so... Where did this send it? Oh, okay, I see. I see. So we can go here, grab this. Yeah, it's very weird. So you wish on the normal banner in the future to break the wall faster. Use blue tickets as much as possible, NXZT. Right, use blue tickets as much as possible to do that. Because you do want to roll on newer Nikke releases, but... Yeah. Also, the body labels or DNA looking things, use them for molds, right? Use them for molds. Don't use them for anything else, use them for SSR molds. That will also accelerate it for you. Yeah, exactly. Use them for molds that will help you break the 160 wall faster. Okay, so I need to somehow get... Oh, I see how it is. I see how it is. Hold on. What happens if he presses that thing? Yo, how's it going, Uncle? Good morning for you. For me, it's not morning, but... Mighty Yellow Mold and their Purple Pool, yeah. I mean, it's better than nothing. But how's it going, Uncle? Let me... There we go. That should be it. Don't ever buy re-energy. Yeah, don't. Don't buy re-energy. That's a mistake. That's a common mistake. Okay, so it's neither of these. So we can just safely send this thing over. Is it that one then? Hold on. So is it that one maybe then? Yeah, from the event shop, I buy that, right? If it's from the event shop, I do buy that. Okay, so this one sends you over here. Hold on, because I never explored this left area, actually. But that's not what I want to explore at the moment. Okay, so let's see. So if I send these over here... Exactly, what if one day they are valuable? That's why I buy them. Because at the end of the day, what you're buying is like not a lot of core dust at the end of the day. It will add up eventually over time, but it's not such a significant amount of core dust. At least for me to... Interesting, so did I miss... Hold on, I'm gonna check something real quick. You buy cards from the event? Yeah, basically, like, buy... A lot of the things that you can buy them from the event, right? Oh, that's the wrong one. I'm gonna send them over here. And you, little bot, I guess I'll send you over here, for fuck's sake. Okay, I guess I'll send you over here and I'll send my team over here. So we're gonna open red here. We're gonna open yellow over here. So robot will be opening blue and then go green. Then green team will go here and we'll open this. But what I do want to see is here. Okay. So it's just in case you get stuck. So there was no issue here whatsoever. And there is a blue one to go here like in many other lost sectors. Gotcha. So it's not an issue here. Oh wait, I forgot to check something though. What does this one open? This one doesn't open this one. This puzzle is hard, isn't it? Let's see. This puzzle is way harder than the other ones. Not the timer again, I know, right? So let's see. Which switch did I forget to flip on? Because it's essentially... Okay, it's probably that one. So it's this, so it's this. So... I need to... Okay, so we're gonna drop them here. Oh. So we need to open this somehow. Because this opens this. We need to somehow get the mini-bot over here. So that mini-bot... This and this don't matter. This one sends me back, doesn't it? No, this one sends me here. Okay. Need help? No, no worries, game. I actually enjoy these type of puzzles. I actually enjoy these type of things. Oh, maybe... Don't tell me that I need to... Hold on. Let me double check something real quick. Is there a lot of walkback on this thing? Possibly, right? We had Isabelle who can fly lore-wise, but doesn't... Oh. Doesn't have anything related to that? Yeah, I know. The wrong one. I need to just ignore this one entirely. So let's see. This opens this, but opening this pathway doesn't lead to anything, so it doesn't matter. This one's opened this pathway, but opening up this pathway does not matter. We have already activated everything. Except maybe the red thing here. I don't remember if this red thing opened anything over here relevant. Let's keep this team over here. So, and this one opens the path over here. Which is not relevant either, I believe. So we need to send this robot elsewhere. Lost Sector have gotten more confusing the more you play them. Yeah, I understand that some people don't enjoy the puzzle aspect of it. So let's see. This blue gate doesn't open anything relevant either. So let's see. I probably need to dropship this robot somewhere. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, so I got it. I got it. There we go. The solution was staring at me the entire time. I thought it was a one use only like some others are. You here, you here. You here. And that's not a pressure plate, so that's not a problem. But first, let's go and check. So blue opens blue over here. And these sends back. Whoops. Okay, I got it. So what we want to do is the other way around. So we want to send these over here. We want to send robot over there. Because then robot over here can hold it for them. They can go over here, here. That opens both of those two. But mostly we can get this chest. Now I wonder if a robot actually cares about this though. There we go. Back to opening. So now what we need is for a robot to press this one for us so that it opens up. And now we just send the robot back here. Now we could send the robot to the dropshipping device if needed. Because what we literally can do is press this one. Okay. This opens up the dropshipping device, so we can pick up the robot again if we need it be. Maybe I should pick up the robot because this area is picked clean essentially. So I will go and recover a robot here. So what we need to do here is just reopen the red. Reopen here. 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 We go back here. Send a robot to press this. And send a robot over here. There we go. And now we have recovered the robot. And we don't need it anymore. Oh wait, no, we do need it. Ooh, did I break it? Probably not, right? Because I can just grab the dropshipping device here. And just send it over again. Because I can literally just send the robot again, so it doesn't really matter. Quite literally. Okay, so robot goes here, presses here, goes back. Here we will need to go over here, press here, send the robot here, send the robot over there, and then send the Nikkes. Gotcha. So like this and like this, and then we'll do this. Okay. So what we gotta do is do this. Oh. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna redo this. So we need to press this and this. Why is this lagging? Robot here. We go here. We go here.
呼んだ？オッケー。
Go here.
行くよ。
There we go. And now we can open this if needed be, and we have the robot available here. So now we can just dropship robot whenever needed be. Because now we don't need anything from this area, quite literally. So there we go. We have cleared this area in general. Now we can just grab robot. Hold on, we need to grab a robot. Come back here. So now you can just grab a robot, go here, and go through, get the robot on the pressure plate, get the Nikkes onto the dropshipping device. So we got the Nikkes on the dropshipping device, we grab a robot here, and we open here. We grab the dropshipping device, and we drop it here. Now we're gonna leave the dropshipping device here in case we need it. But for now, we're gonna quick battle here. I got it. You're not looking forward to these levels? Yo, how's it going, Avda? How's it going? Puzzles, bitch, yeah. I can see why you can actually break it now. That's actually interesting, because I believe I am done right. I believe I am done with the breakable part now, looking at what I just did. But we'll see. I cannot let my guard down. I was overthinking the old areas. That is very true. That is very true, game. I was overthinking the older areas a little bit too much. There we go. And now time to fight this as well. That is very true. I tend to overthink things a little bit too much at times, in all honesty. Quite a bit. And why do you guys think I make spreadsheets nowadays for my freaking hot take videos where I could just do a freaking, you know, actual hot take? You can download this as a guide on YouTube. I enjoy doing it myself, right? Oh, hello there. That is true. I just personally enjoy doing them myself, right? And this is how you fight these raptors. You don't let them do their thing. Same Proval gives some anxiety, but you generally get over it. Overthinking is a bitch. Yeah, exactly, Toiki. You get me. Oh wait, you meant to say that I could add this as a guide for my YouTube channel, right, Matt? I could do that actually. I could cut some of the segments and just upload this as a guide, but I don't know how helpful it will be for people to see this. Plus Kappa. Oh yes. Now this is why I find having some ammo lines very comfy, that you can do stuff like this, right? One ammo line is quite comfy, so you gotta agree with Sky on that one. But you could literally go full charge speed and not have ammo lines. It's just very comfy. Oops, I probably gotta reset this. Overthinking is definitely a bitch though. I agree with you on that one, Toiki. Okay, I should probably not be too greedy with my Red Hood first. So what I gotta do is just... I personally think, yeah, like one OL line of... do I buy Nikke figurines? I would love to. I have some Nikke acrylic stands, right? I have some Nikke acrylic stands. I think I have shown this on stream multiple times. I have a Isabel acrylic stand, I have a Koran acrylic stand, I have a Rappi acrylic stand, and then I have some acrylic stands from Hawkeye Starrail, like the female protagonist, March 7th, and March 7th Light Cone. But I would like to buy some Nikke figurines eventually as well, once they start releasing them, like the Modernia one that they showcased and stuff. I would definitely love to buy some of those. And there we go. Sector complaint. Body pillows. I would buy a lot of Nikke merch, like you have no idea. I would buy so much Nikke merch if I could. Might actually start lowering my spending on the gacha itself just to buy merch. And Harmony cubes, we got this one. Do we get batteries? We don't get batteries to enhance it with, though. The 1-1 Modernia one. I wouldn't be against it, but I don't have space in my apartment for that. Wait, we don't get... Wait, we really don't get batteries for this one, huh? Low-key considering buying the batteries, actually. Oh, interesting. Low-key considering getting 10 batteries or 20 batteries to level up that cube, actually. Yeah, you saw my acrylic stands? Yeah, I quite like them. I quite like having them. Okay, we can grab this as well, because I forgot earlier. We probably have... Yeah, we have enough for a 10-pull copium. You'll let solo raid max that one eventually, yeah. Have a link? Oh, the it was on the JP livestream at Pony. I probably do have a picture of it on Twitter. Let me just get Twitter real quick. Nikke JP. Ooh. I'm gonna need to send that message to Twinkie later. Nikke JP, there we go. I believe there was a picture of the after the live stream of what's it called? Yeah, there it is. But I believe there is one with someone right next to it to have like an idea of how big it is. Because that thing apparently is like 6 foot tall. Like, that statue apparently is like 6 foot tall or something. Still smaller than me, but, like, pretty big nonetheless. Yeah, I can't find the other one. I can't find the other picture, so I'll just go to that one. Mafia's reaction was legendary, yeah. It was really legendary. I recommend that you do watch the... JP live stream. But for now, I will just link you a picture of the statue. Here it is. Rocket launcher, SMG, sniper rifle, reset minigame. Understandable, Toonie. Yeah, Mafia's reaction was amazing. I'm gonna need a bigger bed. Good lord. Red Hood has a higher chance of being used as a B1 than a B3? You mean Red Hood, right? Currently, yeah, I guess so, but... Can I throw down a challenge for you to outdamage me this solo raid? Throw it at Ragnar, not at me. I'm not gonna freaking sweat super hard if I can get the frame. Yeah, everyone is same level though. There we go. F. You did a damage at level 416 your union last SR. It's a lot in the OL lines and in your Nikke investments, right? If you happen to have good Nikkes invested that are good for that specific solo raid, you're good to go, right? OL lines, skill levels, willingness to mold, yep. Limit breaks as well do play a role, and cubes as well. It's a lot of factors. But I mean, if you guys want to compete with each other, feel free to go for it. So, the prediction is... Ooh, a lot of people didn't think that I would break it. Interesting. Most people didn't believe that I would break the Lost Sector, actually. Interesting. You set the limit to 90? Only molded for 4 hours. I mean, I didn't break it, though. Oh, you just put a lot of points into no break. Interesting. So you get a bigger payout than Toonie. Okay, so let's slap that stupid cube on 2B. Oh wait, not you. Where is my 2B? If it was a different streamer, you would choose otherwise. Why do I have a feeling that I know who you're hinting towards? So what does this cube even do? Max HP by 4%! Ooh, that is actually pretty big. 4% is surprisingly big, actually. So 2B is gonna be pretty happy about that. Gold wouldn't break, he just quit in the middle fucking tuning. Y'all are menaces. Y'all are menaces. Jesus Christ. But that was a fun Lost Sector, to be honest. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. Even if Chad didn't say anything, he'd still mauled in that Lost Sector, let's be real. I think Chad this time wouldn't even tease him that much because they would be so occupied with... Chad would be so occupied with, what's it called, spamming the Doroji emote that that Naomi made. Right, like I have a feeling... Jesus Christ, that actually got me. Please don't. But yeah. Like... I have a feeling that people would just spam the freaking... that freaking, what's it called, Doroji emote that Naomi made. Why do you always get that one? I don't know, ask yourself. Why do you think you get it? That's a horny little girl. Oh, for fuck's sake. Naomi felt like she came in the right when Marna left. Perfect timing, wouldn't you say? Nat 20, fuck off. But hey, you haven't gotten the new one, though. You actually haven't gotten the new one. The clapping was perfect as well. Anyways, I think I am going to be ending the stream here for tonight. So I am thinking who I should raid tonight. LE or Judo Kami or Get a Rock, I guess is not. And me. The new one, you'll have to get it, yeah. You've never watched Get a Rock, really? I mean, we could... Get a Rock is a pretty fun guy. Honestly, though, I think this time around I am going to be raiding... You know, Lightning Eagle, it's been a while now. It's been a while since I last raided Lightning Eagle, LE. So I'll send you guys over to LE. this time around. So I hope as many of you will show some support for a fellow Nikke creator that also appeared on Pyre's video, by the way. He was in Pyre's video, so definitely do show some support. Because Pyre did a really hecking of a good job. Like, really fucking good job with that video. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's stream. We'll continue some more of the event among some other stuff. Maybe some free-to-play challenge. We'll see if we have the time. Otherwise, thanks a lot for dropping by, and I'll catch you tomorrow. See ya.